I've just got to do it every time. I'm realizing that I'm being really unholy, or very holy.
You can't not swear. Yeah, it's almost physically impossible for you to not swear, isn't it? Like, I've noticed that.
It's like a tick. It just comes out of like the sides. I can't. It's like you know when you need to sneeze and it's like that. Like it's brewing and then eventually you just have to let it out. It's like I don't know. It just gets there.
Yeah.
As you all enter in, Callum stands there and goes, "What the fuck are we doing here then?"
I will spin him and then throw salt over his shoulder. I got you, Callum. I got you, buddy.
Why are you throwing salt up my nose?
Sorry, Ed, you swore. It's a holy place. No more swearing.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Malt Magic Campaign 2, where we continue our journey into the astral plane with all that it has to offer. So let's do a little recap and get straight into it. So last session, our heroes ventured into the astral plane aboard the sky ship, the Skyloom, hoping for a shortcut to the Oblivion Islands, but their journey quickly took a turn when their guide, Jim, was brutally revealed as a fraud and promptly lost his head to a mysterious creature, supposedly from the void. But with a new ally, with the help of Timora, sorry, I will get that right, a cryptic messenger summoned by Aeonius, the party battled through a chaotic assault by terrifying astral entities. And now with the ship not necessarily damaged, but needing repairs, and having sort of come to somewhat of a crash landing onto a strange floating hand-shaped rock, the Planar Detective Agency now faces sort of these repairs and uncertain dangers. So will they be able to navigate safely through this perilous sea, or has their shortcut now become a trap? That is where we will pick up tonight. Content warnings, as always, will be in the description of the episode for anybody who is watching later on YouTube or listening on the podcast. But just be warned, there will always, or as always, be adult language and adult humour, probably some body horror, maybe some other stuff going on. You have been warned. Let's roll. Phrasing.
Aye.
Hello, folks.
Immature.
As always, we are being very immature behind the scenes. But we are adults, I promise. Or at least one out of the sixth.
Legally, yes. Mentally, no.
The one out of the six.
There we go. Cool. Look, let's run down the lineup and then we can get into the full chaos. So as always, as of most weeks, I am Matt. I'm your dungeon master. My brain is all over the place, but we will sort that out shortly. I will also be both role-playing the sidekick characters of Kami and Callum, and also combat now because we have made subtle changes after last week. But yeah, more on that shortly.
I am Dave, and I am playing Jewel of Shadows, or probably because of where we are at the moment, I probably should say something like Jewel of the Astral Shadows. I don't know, sounds fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Jewel carries on in the astral plane.
Good evening, and I'm Danny, and I play Lex, the UNT Clockwork Sorcerer, and I am ready to kick ass and take names.
Nice one. Hey, I'm Tom, the father half of Hat D. I'm playing the love-struck Cavan Buckland, the human / barbarian / paladin that is also ready to F some shit up.
You can't say F and then shit. It's nice
Yeah,
to say
Such a good point.
Yeah,
Fuck some S up. Yeah.
F some S up.
I'm going to
There we
PG this shit up right now.
go.
I'm Bodhi, son half of Hadi, playing Edius Bones Jones for an entire session tonight, it would seem. And I'm looking
Wonderful.
forward to all of that, all the shenanigans, and you best be ready for some shit.
I kind of enjoyed Bodhi being like half session Bodhi. Was about all we could. That was just the optimum amount.
That's the right amount of Bodhi, yeah. That's what you mean.
Bodhi.
What, 1 hour and 30 minutes is the right amount? That's fucking
That's
sad.
the limit. That's the upper echelons of our tolerance.
The
Yeah.
amount of shade your own father just threw at you was incredible.
Catching strays during the intro for no reason.
Sorry, Nikki, go for it.
Yeah, indeed. Nikki.
Yeah, I missed all of your intros. I'm having severe technical difficulties. I'm Nikki Grace,
That's okay.
or D&D Nomad, and I will be playing Tamura Vesta, the ill-equipped guide through the astral plane.
Hell yeah. Nikki, how good are you with sign language? Like, do you know what this means?
It means Tom's forgotten to have his meds.
It means a knuckleball down the middle and run to first.
Just saying.
Nikki's
No, I'm
like,
good
why
at
the
sign
fuck am I
language.
here? She's like,
If
fucking hell,
audio
why
is
am I here?
I'm having tech issues, and these guys are just taking the piss. Yeah. Oh,
It's
very
okay. At least
so-
the
so
tech
good.
issues
Well-
mean that if I have my limit, I can just cut out, and no one needs to know I ran off.
good. That's
No one
very
needs to know
apt
it was
as
a
well.
rage quit, you know?
Playing the
Nice
long
joke.
game.
Excellent stuff. Cool. Should we get started then? After all of that nonsense. So yes, as I say, you have come
You say that as if the
crash
nonsense is going
landing.
to stop now.
Good luck, Nate.
Oh, we're all on one tonight. I don't know what's in the water today, but honestly, a little bit of sunshine. Danny gets his boobs out, and yeah, here we are.
I'm in a
Very
hot
good.
tub
Yes,
underneath,
you have-
can't tell.
You've all come semi-crash landing into this enormous, like ginormous rock or hand-shaped rock, and you've sort of landed in the palm. You can see the fingers sort of curl up in the distance around you. There are a lot of sort of hidden areas that you could venture to should you wish, but essentially you have disembarked the ship ready for just something of a rest. So, unless there's anything anybody wishes to do beforehand, I'm going to say you all sort of have a little bit of a wander around the ship, but then wander back on, and just all of you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the best.
Very
I
good.
would say for Jewel, it is not that easy to get to sleep in the astral sea.
Well, let's play with that, shall we, Dave?
No,
Oh.
no, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine with her just having an unrestful sleep. It's all fine.
Dave, in this moment, as you settle down, what would you say Jules' biggest hope is while
Biggest
she is here?
Hope is while she's here. Ooh. That's a very interesting question, and the complete opposite to what I thought you were going to say. So, I would say maybe the hope. Maybe hope is to actually just get out of here, but whilst here, would be potentially to have. She would think it's probably daft that she wouldn't be able to have a much deeper connection to the Watcher. This is the plane he's in, so maybe it's like she'd be like, surely I'd just be able to like even more easily speak to him.
Okay. Nikki.
Did I miss something about your connection to the Watcher, or is that metagaming to ask?
No, not at all. I think last session we did imply it. So, Jewel is the. Have we gone so far as to say the champion of the Watcher?
The Watcher said it last week when he brought
Yes.
Tamora into existence.
So
Yeah. So the Watcher said to Tamora, "My champion needs your help." Didn't allude to which one of the party was the champion.
Could have been me.
There we go.
true.
Could have been me.
Okay. Cool.
However, Nikki, please
I think I
take
called
another
that.
point of inspiration.
22.
just for the grief? Like, that's...
I was gonna
I
ask,
should
would
be
I?
getting a stack of inspiration for all the shit you guys have been giving me over the last 20 episodes. Fuck's sake.
Would I?
Nikki, go on. You're about to say
anything
something.
that- Would I
Would you notice
that Jewel
anything?
is feeling restless?
Make me an Arcana check with advantage, please.
Whoa, those dice sound.
An argument could be made for religion as well.
That was 23 Arcana.
Damn!
Off to a good start.
Not only do you notice that Jewel is slightly agitated as she goes to sort of bed down for, I'd say an evening, but it's eternally night here, but you also now almost see an aura around Jewel, and it's an aura that just emanates familiarity with you. You can sense the impression of the Watcher upon her.
Okay, and do I know that that is an indication that this is his champion?
You don't see it on any of the others, so yeah.
Okay, cool. Can I approach Jewel as the rest of the party are starting to fall asleep?
Absolutely. Let's just hold that for just a second, though. Lex, what's your
Yeah?
biggest hope while you're here?
I hadn't really given much thought, Matt. We can move on.
You're not getting away with that one.
My hope is, so it's actually the complete opposite of my biggest fear. So my biggest fear is now that my brother is caught up and is now a agent of evil and chaos. My biggest hope is that he is the hero I remember him to be, and that I'll get to him soon and out of this hellscape.
Cute. Softy.
Excellent stuff. Nikki, take another point of inspiration.
What the fuck is going on?
Holy shit.
Oh, you just do
Gavin.
this one. Is up. Nikki's the big
Gavin,
bad.
what's Gavin's biggest hope in the astral plane right now?
Kevin has been wanting to invest more into this new version of himself, which includes Mara and, domesticity and normalcy and friends at a pub and stuff like that. And so he just feels we're back where we usually are, which is so far away from that reality that he can't even imagine going back there at this point. So to whatever degree we can accelerate our way back to that reality, he wants to try to do that. Tamora, take a point of inspiration.
Absolutely take a point of inspiration. Beat me to it. And finally, Edgius then. What is Edgius' biggest hope?
For a good minute and a half a second ago, I was really sure I was going to say breakdance party. But I thought for just more than a second. And I would say his biggest hope is... Biggest hope would be probably to get in some good reps at practicing some things. I think his biggest hope is to use this time to progress some stuff, because he feels like, the main thing that we're doing is actually on the outside of the astral plane that we're needing to take care of, and that this is like a side thing. So in his head, he's shifting that mentality, trying to just be like, cool, well, this is just practice. So I like to think that at some point during this whole chills time, Edgius plants the giant sword into the ground and starts tucking himself behind it and practicing shooting off spells, and maybe he'll put a tankard from the ship on a odd chunk of hand rock, and we'll just blast it off with a firebolt, and just basically getting some practice in, and then probably some like sword stuff as well, some close quarters like sword play with his katana and things like that. So just to get better.
As I see Aegeus kind of plant the great sword in the ground, I'm like, dude, that so you know that that's actually a weapon and not like some sort of defensive shield. That's an offensive weapon if you choose to use it that way.
What, this? My shield?
Yeah,
of course it's a sword, you fucking dumbass. I know it's a sword, but look, and he pulls back the sleeve of his leather jacket to reveal bone. What muscles am I gonna lift this with? Did you see how hard it was for me to just put it in the ground? That's just embedding something that weighs a lot in the ground, and that was a struggle for me.
Idea.
Go on.
Possibly a little bit of two-man game with that sword. And I kind of pull my sleeve back and flex, and like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, look, here's what I would say. I'm down, but like...
I imagine as Cavan flexes, the bicep flicks his earlobe.
Such arc, such curve to it. Aegeus, enamored with big, like, chibi eyes, like, looking at the bicep. Well, I'd be happy to, let's see what kind of combo shit we can come up with. I think, like, also, if I take these off, and I jangle the weights that are around my wrists, if I take those off, I get a little bit faster and a little bit stronger, but, I mean... Also haven't added weight to these in a while. I will just go around and find random pieces of cutlery, Matt, that are on the ship, and I will add them to my weights.
Okay. So you find some forks, some knives, some spoons, a spork, because why not? And just add all that to your weights. Very good. As this is happening then, Timora, you were approaching Jewel.
Okay. I approach and you're still... presumably tossing and turning, not quite asleep. I say...
Yeah, so you see it like bed down, but then, like lays on her back and like stares up at these weird stars, and you can see that she's just, struggling to sleep.
Missed it. Sorry. Stares at the stars.
That's all right.
It's fine. Staring at the stars, so come on in.
Thank you for the sign language. That's really helpful.
You guys will give me shit. That's the way to go. Go on, Dave. Just sign it.
Perfect. Okay.
To play charades now.
So Tamora settles down next to Jewel and simply opens conversation. Tell me, Tiefling of the Shadows, is something troubling you?
Oh, Timora, we're in the astral plane. I didn't really think I would make it here properly. I have been here before, but sort of maybe in my mind. I have spoken to the Watcher a couple of times. It is just weird to be here. I have some comfort around being back, but also discomfort, because I once had my soul trapped here. So I'm worried about being here, but also want to see the Watcher. I feel like he might be just hiding around that piece of rubble. So I am struggling to sleep very much. Jewel, by the way, is my name, Jewel.
Jewel, it's so lovely to make your acquaintance properly. I can see that you have gazed upon the Watcher the same way that I have gazed upon the Watcher. The mark of his chosen champion is upon you.
She kind of looks down and looks at her. I doubt she can see it, or I don't think she can see it, so she's like, yes, he has offered me great many talents. It is amazing to see and to meet someone else who knows truly of the Watcher and have met them. I have not met anyone else before.
Yes, and I feel the same way. very encouraging just to sit in your presence. And although I am here to be your guide, sent by the Watcher, I feel like perhaps watching all of you guides me as well.
Forgive me if this is impertinent. Are you always in the astral plane? Were you somewhere else? Were you called? You weren't. I don't believe that. I don't believe you were in the necklace. And she pulls out that necklace that. I think you're wearing its version. I don't believe you came from this, so I think you were just called. So have you always been in the astral plane?
Okay, she looks kind of troubled. Again, that strange flicker or shimmer comes over her. And then she settles.
Forgive me, I did not mean to ask a personal question.
I'm happy to share with you. It's simply that there's not very much to share at all. And that's what's worrying me. That's what keeps me up looking at the stars tonight and wondering about the Watcher's guidance. For I know I'm here to help you all. But other than knowing that is my fate, I'm somewhat lost as to how I came to be here, and not entirely sure of where my life took me before this.
Tell me, has the Watcher told you whether you need to stay in the astral plane or whether you need to come with us? As you say, I know it is unusual that we have rather brazenly attempted to use the astral plane to get from one side in the mortal realm to the other. If it works, great. Are you able to leave? Do you want to leave? It is what we desire. Not because it is not a beautiful place.
I've never thought about leaving. It's never occurred to me. I feel that my fate is intrinsically linked to the astral plane, and I have no desire to be anywhere else.
I don't want you to be in any danger from all of this corruption, though. I hope you can stay away from it. I don't even know how big the astral sea is. I'm talking about stuff I have so little knowledge on.
But surely this is why you're here. This is why he's summoned you as his champion here to help with the corruption and the void and everything you have spoken of.
I believe it would be, but and yes, he's told me almost exactly that. But he knows that we are on a path to find these 5 individual items that are going to help us defeat who is doing this. I'm sorry, Lex knows so much more about this than I do. But as far as I understand, that is what we need. We need these 5 codex pieces, and that is why we are going. Maybe we can solve it here, but what are 5 or 6 of us going to do? I'm all for trying. I am, but I have dragged this team into places where they should not have been because I've wanted to do the right thing. I feel if we can help and we can resolve it, we will make us all feel so much better. But if not, we simply need to stay on our track, find these codex pieces and stop who is doing it in the first place.
But surely if this thread in the tapestry of fate is left unwoven, if you cannot, fix it and fix this tear in the tapestry of fate, then why would the Watcher have summoned me to help you? For my task is to keep fate on course. Is that not why you're here? Surely he knows that you have every capability to do so.
Wow. Or maybe we do. Maybe we at the very least need to do our best. And if we find we cannot, we know our answer. Tapestry of fate, that is such a meaningful phrase. so meaningful. Jules
I,
kind of trying to think of the of this like tapestry and you know and try and understand it. Trying to understand like, are we really going to be the people to solve this? It was, I think, mere days ago when she was thinking that and having a full blown argument that they are nothing special. So to hear this tapestry of fate, that we're here for this very reason, you know, is did we come here, or was it intended that we come here? She's all a bit confused, and again, probably looking a little lost and out into space again.
Sorry. I'm catching some of this, but not all of this. I'm really
It's all
sorry,
right.
guys.
I've got you covered. It's in the chat.
I
for you,
sidle
so
up
don't worry
to
about it.
I sidle up to Lex, who's kind of just getting comfortable, and say, "Man, what a fucking ride this has been, huh?"
This has been our worst detour yet, I think. Worst.
Really?
Well, in terms of progression, I know we've been through some shit, but I mean, probably our stupidest detour. We thought it would just be a quick win, go in, go across, get out. We're at my brother, but actually we've stumbled across more trouble than we bargained for. But the silver lining to this storm cloud that we're in, I do think that Tamora might have some actual valuable intel. The more I think about the necklace she has and the necklace we have, they're connected, and because when I think about where I got it from, I think she might be able to join some dots that I haven't been able to join myself. So I at the very least, we're gonna, I think, progress or get more knowledge to win this war. I think, hopefully.
Yeah, I get good vibes from her as well. I think she could be, you know, a voice for good, and I'm glad she's got her business card, because who knows, like, you know, the astral plane might be a huge growth area for us. So, you know, there's that.
I mean,
as
everybody
well.
seems to be dead in here for the most. I mean, we're on a giant dead god's hand, so I don't think the business will be booming. But what worries me is if the Watcher has sent her to us because he thinks we need help, does he think we're in over our heads? Or is he just being kind because we're in his backyard?
Yeah, so like, would you say like the Watcher? I mean, a couple things are going through my head every time. You know, I think of you, Lex. I'm just thinking of like your brother. I don't even know what he looks like, and I guess maybe that'd be helpful. Like if I bump into him and I separate from you, and I just don't want to get, you know, I want to be able to say, like, does he look like you? Like, would I be like, that's the
He looks pretty much exactly like me, just a little bit older with longer hair, like the hair I used to have in the ceremonial braid. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So yeah, he looks like me. But I do think the Watcher is a guy that we can trust and rely on. I mean, he took up the mantle from Primus, who used to be Kronos. So I do think he's a good guy to have on our side.
Here's what I would say. Look.
Oh, hey, Edges.
Oh,
He's
sorry.
dropping.
Oh, I was just collecting. There was a fork on the table behind you, Lex. I was actually trying to grab that.
I'm
Trying
not
to make
even going
my
to
weights
question
heavier.
what you were doing.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is, like, you know, I kind of think of gods like politicians, you know, or bureaucrats. You know, they all just want to, you know, vie for power and argue amongst themselves and cause smaller people problems while they, you know, kind of don't really deal with those problems. You know, don't get me wrong. You know, shout out to Nimue and my dude the boatman. There's some homies, but that doesn't mean that, you know, they are always there for the right reasons and stuff. I think we always just have to be wary around the gods, whether it's here in the astral sea, material plane, You know, fucking clock place that you go to, Lex. You know, the river where I chill outside of our planes. You know, the floaty place that Jewel mentioned where she sees the strings. You know, all
Dude,
of that shit.
Yeah, my whole youth, with the monks and shit like that, that was all like, misdirected God bullshit as well. So like, I totally agree, but like it, you got kind of like, I don't know how, but you kind of understand what messages are good to accept and to act on, and what messages to challenge. And
Yeah. But
some of it's
I
about,
also think that if I think of my personal experience, I've probably only had mostly helpful experiences with deities or people of that level of power, whereas you guys have had the exact opposite. You've either been betrayed by people with godlike power, if I think of the Feywild, your childhood. You've got a lot more trauma to unpack in terms of trusting deities.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I guess here's the thing: is it's like, you know, for every person that, like, think about this, all the people that like is getting helped in this group, like Jewel getting some help, Tamora, being sent here getting some help, Callum getting some, all the people getting help. Think about all the people we've killed and how little help they got in those moments from and some of them worshipped like legit gods, like, people like legit shit, and we just
yeah, mowed them down.
yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of numbers.
I have. I was going to say I have no regrets, but that would be a lie. But I think we've been justified in most of the things we've done.
Yeah.
Well, yes,
Collateral
by our moral compass, yeah, I'd agree. And I'm not saying we're doing it the wrong way. Look, I love the way we do it. It's really the only way to do it. That's why we're the PDA, and everyone else is not.
Dead.
And
right.
so.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that.
Yeah.
But I think I'm thankful, for the way we do it, and I like the fact that we ask questions. Some people who just fall into that. I'm glad Cavan asked questions about his god, or I would have never met him. So many years ago. I'm glad, Lex. You ended up coming to the material plane because you had some fucking questions and shit like that as well. So I like that, dude. I mess with that. I think that's my consensus.
We're all on our own pilgrimage in a way, I suppose.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
I think it's important to have, Jewel, kind of representing, let's not say the God side of thing, but the greater good of gods, to have that voice in our group as well, just to calibrate, like, all of it,
The public moral compass. Well, we're all private moral compasses, like we're like the ones that you hire and no questions asked. Jewel is like the public sector and has to go by like the book a little bit more, which I think balances our chaos pretty nicely, I'd say. I feel like Takami sits on Jewel's side as well, actually. It's why they're always off whispering about things, I think.
I think it's you.
Takami is just
they're talking about you.
non-euphemistically polishing a staff right now, just rubbing a cloth up and down the amethyst staff, getting all the weird void cut off. Cavan, at this point, I would also
shudders.
She's making direct eye contact with you while she's doing it.
Just as she struck. Yeah, no. Yeah. Anyway, Cavan, in this moment, you do sort of recall that feeling of Paragon being very much about justice and truth and a balance in all things. Mm-hmm. How you choose to view that is up to you. Nikki's just having a few technical issues, which is why she's just off to the side for a minute. We're just sorting a few of those out. But in this moment, because you're all sort of it's a large room and you've got sort of separate conversations, but because you're all in the same room at this point, Edgius, make me an Arcana check or an Insight check roll, please.
It's a 6. Oh, or an Insight. Ooh, that's way better. Let's do an Insight. That's a 21 with an Insight.
Very good. With a 21, then, you have felt the chill of the river more acutely than most. And as you look over to Tamora, You feel that chill once again.
Yo, anyone else cold? Is there a breeze? Is there a breeze?
There's literally no breeze in here. It's like zero. It's like I don't know if it's zero gravity, but that I don't think there's weather in here, man. It's just like it is what it is.
What's
And I just
gravity,
kind of-
Kevin?
I concentrate. I float myself up about 3 feet in the air. I'm not sure,
Sick.
but yeah, I agree.
So
you
sick.
showed me how to do that.
Oh wait, when I walked up the mast last session, yeah, I completely. I mean, last episode. I mean, yesterday.
Half hour.
Yeah.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You just think about it and you do it. Here, watch this, Callum. And I'm gonna just start walking, but I'm gonna walk in a circle, just like as if there were steps, and I'm gonna do a full like back walk circle on place, and be like, "See, Callum, no gravity."
Callum,
I am
can you
very confused.
just think it, Callum? Just think it. Watch. It's super fun too.
It makes a lot of sense that me, with the most acute and strong mind, is able to do this first and most proficiently. It does make a lot of sense if you all really think about it.
So you see Kevin put his fingers to his temples and just really, really concentrates and just...
Oh, there is a breeze. Oh, God. Jesus, Callum. No, you gotta believe it, not think it. It's a belief thing, you sick bastard.
On a serious note, though, Callum's flatulence aside, when you said you felt a breeze, would you accustom it to a like the chill of death?
Whoa.
Lex, it's late at night, or at least I don't know what time it is because it's dark as fucking here. You're being all weird. You okay, buddy? Why would you be asking me about chill of death and stuff?
Are you feeling? Are you feeling the chill of death too? Because right, the necklace that we had, the astral plane necklace, Tamora has the same one, and I remember where I got it from. Now I got it from the body of a forgotten, lost king, and the tomb he was in was covered. Outside of game, it was before you. It was fucking like episode 14. We're talking like 18 months ago, even longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it from the tomb of a lost king, right out in the desert. When I was trying to get Jewel back when she died, I needed it to gain access to get her soul back. But the tomb I got it from was emblazoned with markings of the Matron of Death. His body had a sigil of the Matron of Death. I mean, you're tight with the Matron's boat guy, right? I'm thinking if Tamora...
Lex, make me a history check, please.
Oh, well, damn it, Matt says that when I've said something wrong.
No?
No, it's when
Not
you
at
said
all.
something exactly right, and he's gonna be like, you realized it, young Danielson.
Well, that's all right. So I rolled a 6.
Fuck.
I will allow advantage on this one.
It's for the best. 18. Thank you.
18 is much better. You think back to that time. Everything you said has been correct, but in this moment, looking back at Tamora, apart from me calling the episode title a certain thing, there was no clear indication that it was a king.
Holy fuck. It was Beyonce. It was the Queen.
Oh my god, I love Yonsei. Where is she?
Actually, just to correct myself, I assumed it was a king, but looking at Tamora, it could have quite easily been a queen.
Whoa.
Wait.
Royalty?
Are you
And-
saying that she's a queen and we're hanging out with a queen?
Does the sarcophagi, if I remember back that far, you know, like how Tutankhamun's look like Tutankhamun? Did the sarcophagi, it's easy for me to say, the thing they're buried in. Fucking hell. Was it Was its visage similar to Tamora?
There's a distinct similarity, yeah.
And the more I think about it, the way the coffin, the tomb was carved, it actually looks quite a lot like Tamora looks now. I need to sleep on this, but I feel like I've got a lot of questions for tomorrow in the morning.
Wait, pause. We need to talk about this before you start sleeping on it. 1 second. You just Lex. So you because when I look at Tamora, this is what I would say. I don't know anything about a death-chilling breeze, but my ankles feel wet and my spine tightens. Is the only way that I can describe it. It makes me feel like I'm back with the boatman.
Ooh.
Is that a
Because-
good thing?
Well, I think it might be a good thing, because if you remember when we met, we had some other, fucking hell, what were their characters' names? Josh and Fletcher's character. What was Josh's character called?
Oh,
Garnet.
the Dragonborn.
Gimpy. Yeah, Gimpy Garnet. When
Garnet.
when Garnet
Was a
was telling
red
us about
orc.
the Shadow Fell, he was... Matt, I'm trying to be serious. Like, come on.
It was the
stop
Gimpy
distracting me.
Dragonborn bit. Why am I getting the blame for that?
It's easy to deflect to somebody else than take accountability.
Gimpy Garnet is crazy.
Yeah, so when Garnet was telling us about the Shadowfell, he said that it was diminishing the matron's power in that realm.
Oh.
And the matron of death, right? And the Shadowfell is where the stronghold is for the Triumvirate. So it's all
That
gotta
information
be
technically came from Ottoman, but yeah, all
Fuck.
good.
I remember the right bit of information from the wrong person. So I do think
It's fine.
Tamora
It was all
might
one
have
episode. It's all good.
Hopefully
Fucking
she
say-
can remember that.
Same person, in it?
No.
Same person in it. We're very Bristol then. Same person in it.
Same fucking
That is
person,
my
innit?
boy. Fucking hell. Yeah.
Okay. So what you're saying is so are you saying that the matron the spruce is loose and Edgius wide eyes and nods towards Tamora and goes, the spruce.
No,
Is the
I don't
spruce
think she's
loose?
the matron, but I do think she's the dead royalty reincarnate. So the reason the necklace is the same and she was so interested in it is because technically we have her necklace.
But isn't
Oh shit!
aren't spirits meant to go down to the 9 or up to the other ones?
Ooh.
But also-
But I suppose though, if she's working for now the Watcher and is linked to the matron, and this is where gods go to die, and this is where the Watcher is, it makes sense that, I mean, Jules' soul came here. This literally could just be the soul of this lost queen.
Do you
I'm
think
confused
she's
because
here to take that whatever that amulet off your fucking neck?
From our interactions, I don't think she knows. I don't think she's put this together yet, which is why I want to ask her. But I don't think she means us any harm.
No.
I just
I don't
think
even know.
it's all clicking together and it's getting weirder by the second.
well, look, I would love to go and ask the boatman to see like if he knows her, but I made a promise to him that next time I saw him, I was going to be ready to go through the 9th gate, and I am not ready to go through the
Right.
9th gate at the moment.
Well, just keep your eyes
So-
closed so you don't see him.
Oh,
Yeah, what is what's in the 9th gate anyway? Is that like
I think is that your like eternal resting place? Is that like proper death?
it's everyone's proper death. See this thing, and I'll point to my belly button where there's this like weave of like light coming from
Yeah.
like my stomach.
I'll give in to my intrusive thoughts and I'll pull it.
No, that was bad. Don't do that, Lex.
All right.
Don't do that.
I'll
Hands,
tug on
hands
my
on
own
your
one
own
and then I'll be
tether.
like, okay, yeah, don't pull on your own.
I
Tug
pull
it
on
anyway.
mine. I pull on mine as well.
It's a weird feeling when you pull on these. It's almost like you pull on this, and it's a tug at your very essence. Like, it's not just a cord attached to your belly button and pulling your navel. It feels like it pulls something, and this is going to sound weird with you guys, feels like it pulls something a lot deeper.
All right.
Damn
So it's
right
almost
it
like you're
does.
trying to do an exorcism on yourself.
Yes, Danny, thank you. Take a point of inspiration for not making it totally sordid.
Points of inspiration are flying around here tonight, and I ain't seen one yet.
I get the laugh from you, and you then give him a point of inspiration? That's crazy, bro.
Don't beg for inspiration.
Yeah, these lines, actually, these are like your lifeline. Like, if it's still good, like, if you're still good, then you've not been through the ninth gate. See, and Edgius will, like, point his, like, line that, like, drifts off into the distance. But unlike your two lines, or, well, I'm not sure, but at least Edgius's line at a certain point splits into two, basically, and separates out, one heading towards what I imagine is Klein, and the other heading towards wherever all tethers go, would be my guess.
And with that, you can take a point of inspiration, and that's not me just giving you one. That was fantastic bit of backstory. Love it. Amazing.
Hang on.
So yes,
Well, why do you
your
have
tether,
two?
unlike others, just bifurcates.
Google's bifurcation. Could have just said split, but you know, a word I can't spell that I'm gonna remember to say now.
Excuse me for having a fucking vocabulary.
Yes. Well, just because mine is mainly swear words. Okay.
It's just one word. Yeah, mine splits there. Well, I guess this is just just us, just us lads, kind of thing, and ushers Callum in and like kind of brings the circle like closer.
What am I, chop liver? Do you know what? I'll just
No,
continue cleaning this.
Yeah. Focus. Shh. Don't listen. So,
Such a dick.
when I went to the river the last time and I saw the boatman, he confirmed something for me. Now, you guys are going to be stoked because it's going to be really, it makes our problems really easy to solve. But there is a catch. That split right there, that one leads to wherever tethers go, which I assume is the center of the universe.
Right.
Yes. Yep.
Right.
And then that one, I believe, goes to Klein.
Hang on. If you're tethered to Klein, does that mean you and him, your life forces are joined, so he can't die if you can't die, or you have to die for him to die? Or can we just split the tether and then you're free from him forever?
It's an important question.
Two things. Firstly, I'm pretty sure that once your tether is cut, that's what going through the ninth gate is. That's what I took from it. But furthermore, I think if I cut my tether to him, then I cut it for both of us.
So you'd both die?
Well, essentially, I didn't tell you guys this when we were back at the Arcanist Tower, or whatever the fuck that place was. Crystalline Isle. I found a book, and it talked about two types of devices that I think I am. I think I'm one of these devices. One is called a phylactery, and the other is called a Horcrux. Now, I'm not 100% sure what either of these things really are, but essentially, someone traps a part of their soul within these things. And if that thing is not destroyed, then you can never actually be destroyed either. So, technically, that's why I'm still this. Is because until he's gone, I'm still this.
So, are we saying that when he's gone, you won't be that, which means you won't be? Or
What happens to the second tether?
Yeah,
got
because
the
if you've got
first.
2 tethers, he must have 2 tethers. So you only need to split the tether between yourself and keep the original tether, right?
yeah, you're good. You're good. Nothing's gonna happen to you.
I'm sure that's yeah. You guys are probably right. I'm probably overthinking it and definitely wasn't told that by the boat guy.
But on the flip side, you've always wanted to die, right? So what better way to die than take and climb with you?
I
trying
turn
to
to Lex and I say, Lex, that's not even fucking funny. Like that's not funny.
I'm with Kevin. What the fuck are you on about?
I'm trying to see silver linings here, guys.
Well,
yeah, but
he's not exactly wrong, guys. I think for a really, really long time I did want to be gone. You know, to see my my family again, but I don't know. You know, when me and Cavan bumped into Jules and you, Lex, and Callum all those months ago, something odd just happened, and Takami has made it worse. Takami's made it much worse. Let me tell you that.
In a good way.
If you describe a heartbeat in a body with no heart as a good thing, then sure, yeah, it's a good thing. But I'm feeling things that I don't do or haven't for a long time, and I don't know if I'm as ready to, go through the old gate as I was a year ago.
yeah, that's
Potentially
guys are
stupid. It's a potentially stupid idea, right? If you've got a tether and it can be seen in this plane, can we just reel him in and then kill him?
I mean, Lex, honestly, I think that's the funniest, most incredible idea I've ever heard you say, and I think we're going to try it right now. Everyone grab the tether. And he just grabs onto the tether and breaches gets ready to pull.
Really, we're just going to tug on everybody's tethers now, are we?
no,
Callum, get in the line.
This feels like the worst kind of circle jerk ever.
But, I mean, we've got to get up to where it splits, though, right? Otherwise, we're just going to be tugging all of it.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Edgius lets it go.
I'm so glad we all came to the astral plane.
Wait! What did Cavan say a minute ago, guys?
We can
There's
fly.
no gravity. Edgius starts drifting off towards the tether as he begins floating towards the tether.
I'll start swimming.
Yeah, but as you move, does the split in the tether not go away?
Yeah, as you move.
Oh,
I imagine it's sort of
that's a good
folding
point.
round on itself at this point. You're sort of...
Yeah.
Because it's all thought-based anyway. As Lex starts swimming, Callum just puts his finger to his nose and... with a fart, rises.
Foul bastard.
Could I... Jules got fairly high passive perception.
Jules heard everything.
No, it's... Well, okay, even better then. So as Timora and Jules have just been looking out, then I'm then gonna go and have a look. And does Timora have a thread like the rest of us?
Great question,
No.
Dave.
Oh, that's a good question, Dave.
So, remember, Jewel has very little memory of her time there, but knows that there was that was the only thing holding her there, that her thread was still there, even though she had died. And so suddenly puts two and two together to what you guys were talking about. And so looks down at the necklace and then looks back up at Timora. However, I don't think that Jewel quite has the balls to actually bring this subject up. It seems a little touchy.
Literally.
Yes, literally.
Actually got the jewels to do it.
The jewels to do it.
Hey.
So we'll
Roll a percentile dice, Dave. Let's do it.
I'm not averse to that. You make a decision. Fucking flip a coin, yes or no.
71. What does that do?
What, you pick high or low?
It's a yes from me.
Yeah. I was going to say that actually quite high.
I think
Yeah.
any response there would have been it's a yes from Danny.
I think
Yeah. No. Okay. So what it will be is I think she determines that she wants to talk about it. However, we'll turn to Demora and go. Is it going to be a little bit easier for us to, or even possible for us to commune, and maybe both you and I can commune with the Watcher here? Why not we just ask him if this is what we need to do to save the astral plane? Can we do it from here, or should we carry on? I mean, why are we not just going to ask? Do you think it's possible?
I think it's very possible. Perhaps one of his temples may be a more appropriate location.
Oh. Here, or there aren't any on the normal plane? You do mean here, yes?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Sorry, I'm I'm getting so ahead of myself. Can we go? Is that dangerous from here?
I think it's very possible to go. I will need to... I just can't quite remember. I know there are temples. I feel the temples. But I'll need to tune into the astral plane and try to figure out their location. It may take a while.
How long have you been in the astral plane, Timor? Do you know? I know you say that your memory is a little off.
As long as I can remember. Admittedly, I can't remember very far.
Okay. She looks very sheepish.
Do I perceive her sheepishness?
Make me an insight check. And Jewel, make me a stealth check.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one.
16.
Ooh. You're with a 38.
Jewel with a 37 and a half.
No. Yeah, it is still a 24, but
Jewel is very good at hiding all things, including herself and her emotions.
You don't think it is just no, what I was going to say. I was going to say, is it not just possible for us to just commune here? But no, of course, a temple would be the right place. I'm still quite new to following the Watcher.
The temple would be the strongest place, but I can see. I just need a moment.
Please. Excuse me. I will go and speak with this daft lot and see if any of them are willing to come with us.
Look, I'm so close to the tether.
Callum just rising up. What the fuck are we doing? And Takami's looking like up at towards like, really? Now? You pick now to all be jackasses.
go past. Go
You
past
say
it.
that every time, honey. And I'll keep swimming towards the tether.
Very good. So
so-
as you all reach the Cavan, what are you doing?
I'm kind of like in a middle ground of I'm floating above the ground, kind of just trying to be the anchor in the elevated space. So I'm not up there, but I'm willing to go if I need to, if I feel like there's additional risk. But I'm also noticing Tamora, like initially my trustometer on Tamora was way over to the. I just feel like Tamora is sent on a mission without much direction, and I keep coming back to like, wondering if this is still just all lining up, or is there something more to this? So I'm floating, I'm looking up at Aegeus, but I'm also looking down and just seeing this conversation between Jewel.
Sorry, can I insight that on you, Cavan? Then can Jewel insight that? 19.
I'll say you pick that up.
So Jewel will float over to Takami and go. We may just.
Don't ask. Just don't ask.
Thank you. Yes.
Sorry, you were what?
Timora and I are hopefully going to go to a temple of the Watcher. I think it is best to just get information. Can you come with? I'm going to ask the
Me?
others if they want to. Yes. Just. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Sure. Are we gonna rest first, or should we do that there or after, or what?
We may well rest. I just want to know. I'm just trying to gauge everyone.
Oh, I'll come with. I'll go. Yeah, I'm along for the ride, as they say.
Cool. So return and then float up to Cavan. Cavan, hey.
Yeah, this is great, isn't it? Like, it's just literally like, I'm not sure if you'd call it gravity flare or floating, but it's just, I do a little flip backwards.
It is so weird. Look.
Yeah.
I get we've all been very distrustful, maybe wary is a better word, of what is going on, and people. I just want to say, could you give either give me a chance or give the Watcher a chance if you're willing? Can you come with us? I want to know if maybe we can all commune with the Watcher, and you get at least get a chance to get a read on this individual. You've only heard via me, so
yeah.
Can you come with me?
I mean, that all sounds reasonable, Jewel.
I know we're all battered to shit, so we're gonna do it after we have a rest. But if you're willing, for me.
I mean, I'm willing, but I'd rather we didn't split up again. I think we need to talk to Edge and Lex and see if they're on board.
I'm going to ask them all. I agree. I don't want to split the party. However, I am not going to force anyone to come with us. So that's my stance. Yeah. It's their choice if they don't come with. But I think this is purely because if people don't care, they don't need to come.
But you're going one way or the other.
I am.
Yeah.
I need to know, are we meant to be resolving? And she turns around and points to this massive corruption. Are we meant to be solving this now or carrying on with our mission? I've distracted us before, and I need to know, is this what we're here for, or is this a distraction?
I lower my voice and put my hand over my mouth just to make sure that Tamora doesn't see it, and I convey to Jewel what Lex shared with us about the necklace and perhaps the off chance that Tamora might be interested in removing us from feeling like the property holders of that necklace. So those are Lex's words. They're not mine.
No, absolutely. At some point I will hand it over, but I think the time must be right because Cavan, she has no thread.
Yeah, what does that actually mean? Like, it's kind of weird.
I think her soul is stuck here. I think she died.
Oh my god.
I can't bring to say it until... I could be wrong.
could we ask her? And like, I don't know how appropriate this is, but like, you just saying that makes me feel like, is there something we can do to help her?
I want to. I want to know that if I give the necklace over, it's gonna do something.
Well, fucking, do you think she knows? Or she'd be aware that the necklace would help her? Or do you think it's just like she's fucking floating around here like a lost soul?
There's this like 1,000-yard stare every time that the necklace comes up. And I fear it might... I'm gonna hand it over to her, but I feel the time must be right. I think the temple is the right place.
Okay,
I'm gonna get the others. I'll waft up to Lex and Aegeus, and I presume Callum's there as well.
I imagine Callum and Lex are going, okay, so darling, on 3 or after 3, or what are we doing?
1.
Okay, so guys, just before you do...
Wait. Oh, hey, Jewel.
Hey, whatever you're doing, more
We're
power
all
to you. Whatever.
tugging Aegeus's tether.
That is horrible. We're gonna go probably once we've had a rest. We're gonna have there's a temple to the Watcher around here, and apparently we're gonna be able to commune. I just think if you come with, maybe you can do a vibe check on him. You've only
I
ever
have
heard
some
him
questions
through
for
me.
him.
Exactly.
I'm in.
Okay. Are you coming with? You don't have to.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is not obligatory.
Well, I'll make a deal with you, Jewel.
Yes.
Come tug my tether, or Klein's tether as we're calling it, and then I'll come with you as well. I'll be glad to. Little repartee, little, tip
Joel
and tap.
looks over at Lex as to, is this a good idea?
Technically, it was my idea.
Yes! It just goes, yeah, it was his idea. It actually was this time.
Okay, fine. If it kills you, then... Oh my god, we're going to be so bad. Okay, after this, we rest, yes? Fine, let's give it a go.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, okay.
I float up. I get a grip as well. Is this a countdown?
Excellent.
Is this a just pull and pull and pull?
Are we going on
is it-
3 or 1 or go?
Go! As soon as you say go.
I imagine Takami is looking up, just going, just another day in paradise. As you all then pull. Everybody make me strength check. In fact, I'm going to mix this up. If you are a spellcaster, I would like you to make me a strength check or an athletics check using your spell casting ability modifier or your spell casting ability. So essentially, if you're a charisma based spellcaster, roll me a d20 plus your spell casting whatever it is modifier, so plus charisma, for example. And if you are proficient in in athletics, you may add your proficiency bonus on top. If not, then you will just use your straight athletics check.
Okay,
Hopefully that makes sense.
I'm going to do straight athletics.
Straight athletics for Jewel, but everybody else is somewhat of a spellcaster.
Nice.
Calvin can make a choice.
Yep. That is
I'm gonna use my inspiration just for shits and giggles. So
I got a dirty 20, man.
Aegeus, as you use your inspiration roll, would you say Aegeus is feeling more hope or fear in this moment?
Oh, no.
Do you know what? I think often in these moments, it just doesn't feel a lot. It's more just like unbridled, like chaos. Like it's just him, just like
fuck up.
just him, just
around
trying
and
to
find
find out. Yeah, exactly. I would say it's probably. I guess he's just wanting. It's a curiosity thing, Matt. I think this is here's what I would say is an important thing that I've started realizing about Aegeus is his two main defaults are like curious or fear. Like, that's kind of where a lot of his emotions kind of sit in. And this sits in curiosity for me. This is him searching through that space to try and find something out there. What does pulling this do? Because it made me nearly puke. It made Lex nearly puke, and Kevin. So, what's going to happen to Klein when we, like, ripple yank this tether from, like, a billion light years away?
Okay, I am going to class that as a hope roll, technically.
Perfect, love it.
Because it ties into that side of things. So, results, scores on the doors, please, folks.
23.
23
26.
from Jewel. Lex? Oh, 26.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Fucking hell. Edgious.
21.
We're fucking yanking.
I will roll for Callum using his new stats.
I would say that as we're all pulling, and this is like, we're all like floating around, that Jules' tail does try and do like a little propeller thing, like.
Nice. Yeah.
Just Tails from Sonic.
Getting into it.
Callum gets a big fat 6. So it's almost like Callum's just
show
there.
up, Callum.
Callum's sort of touching it like, this feels really weird, and is like just pulling
Matt,
it like
before-
that. Go.
Before we finish, I would love to shout down, tomorrow, we need your help. A little bit extra.
Okay. I was trying to concentrate on communing with the Watcher, but as I hear my name yelled, I look up and see this chaos unfolding before me.
If the first
This
thought in
majestic
Tamora's head
angel.
isn't the okay that you came out with as Nikki, I don't know what else.
Okay, I make a quick assessment of what's happening and I try to help by also grabbing the tether.
Okay, you float up and grab the tether. I'm going to ask you to make me an D20 plus your spellcasting ability stat. So
Let's get above a
I
20.
think for
I was just
yourself,
waiting for the,
that's
comes on
charisma
up
as well.
and then cuts the tether.
Yes.
Can I use my inspiration?
Wow.
Yes. Can you please let me know whether that is a hope or a fear?
A hope.
A hope. Excellent. Thank you very much. And roll.
Okay, what was I adding to it, sorry?
Your spellcasting stat bonus, so I think for you it's charisma as well, plus proficiency if you have proficiency in athletics. I can help you
I'm
with
not
this,
proficient
just-
in athletics, and
And what
my
statistic
modifier
do you use for spellcasting?
I think it must be.
Pretty sure it's charisma.
If you're using D&D Beyond, if you click the spells tab at the very top, it should say modifier with a number above it. If you're
Yeah, it's
using
a plus
D&D Beyond.
4, but it doesn't
There you
say
go.
what I base it on. But that's okay,
Oh.
right?
That's fine.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
wisdom
that's
for you,
fine.
so
So
that will be a plus 4.
So it's 19.
Come on!
Yep.
Okay. Nikki, I'd like you to roll me a d4 as well, please.
Oh dear.
This is who Klein attacked when he arrives.
I was.
That's a 3.
3. Cavern. As Tamora joins you all and pulls on this tether, and we will talk about what happens with the tether shortly, Tamora expends power that she has gained in the astral plane, and you feel that down to your very core, and all those feelings of hope that you had are amplified. For the next, and I'm going to roll this over because we are resting after this, for the next 8 hours, you have a +2 bonus to all ability checks.
All of us?
Praise the
No,
Just Kevin.
Kevin.
Ah.
Wow. Okay. Just because I was aware of this.
No,
This-
because...
Tamora was behind
Well,
you.
in fact, no, I'm not
She
going to tell you
emanated
why.
magic.
Let's see if you can all figure it out. But
Okay.
She
you have a
emanated
+2
magic
bonus
as she
to all
touched you.
ability checks.
And
As she's behind me in the line, and I can feel this. It's not necessarily like strength as I would know it on the material plane. It's this deeper I don't know, like this well of other thing that she's drawing from. And I turn around and I say, "You've got it, Tamora. Yeah, you fucking got it. Okay, we're gonna be okay, right?"
You're going to be perfectly fine. That's why the Watchers sent me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what's on the other end of this fucking line. And I start yanking as well.
If I wasn't
So you
distracted,
all
that
begin
would
to
be an
just-
inside check.
Pull and pull and pull. Edges, make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
shit.
what?
Oh, shit.
Son of a bitch. That is a 16.
A 16. There comes a moment where, as you pull, it goes taut and stretches before elastic, twanging back. And in that moment, as you feel it go taut and pull, it's almost like you are pulled out of yourself, almost like your soul is wrenched from your body, as you realize in this moment that bifurcated tether is an anchor that you cannot move.
Keep pulling.
No, stop pulling. Oh, God, it's so bad. Like,
Okay, stop. Okay,
we
stop,
fucked
stop.
up.
Oh God, what did we do? What did we do? What did we do?
Oh, thank you for letting it go. Oh my God. It was like you were just pulling, like you grabbed something really deep inside of me and you were just yanking on it and just yanking on it and just pulling and just, and I just...
Okay.
For the record, this was
I hate
Edge's
you all.
idea.
Excuse me, Lex?
Let the record be
Start.
known, this was Edge's idea.
Look, guys, I think we all need a rest, and then we need. Well, I would like to find information from the Watcher. Then let's get out of here. All agreed?
Deal.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. No more tether touching, everyone. And I'll, glide down close to Tamora, and I will kind of, bump into you like a friend might walking on the pavement, with the sunset behind them kind of vibe. And I'll be like, hey, T, I didn't get much of a chance to talk to you while I was frozen in time back there last episode session 20 minutes ago. And I just wanted to say, I know you were sent here and shit. I'm not sure whether that's real or not, but I appreciate you helping. I appreciate you just in that moment just jumping too. That's kind of badass. And he'll extend a fist for a fist bump.
I shake it.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what? I like your style. Cabbage it is. I'm gonna go. What were you gonna say? Go for it.
I wondered what exactly you were trying to achieve by pulling on this tether, this lead.
Oh, okay. So basically, you don't know this, but basically, there's this guy called Klein. He's a total dickhead. I'm talking the most dickhead that you could be. He's that guy. And he's basically been fucking with me since I was a lifetime ago. But he continues to fuck with me and the gang now as well. That bit of light that goes off that way, I'm pretty sure is connected to him because basically I'm essentially a gem filled with his soul just waiting to be destroyed.
How's that for a fucking information overload?
That seems rather a lot to be dealing with while you're trying to close a void and deal with all of the corruption.
You know what? Thank you so much. I really feel like this group don't get that sometimes. They're always giving me shit for getting confused and like, you know, like doing crazy things. But you're right. I have a lot on my plate, and it's not just one plate. I'm spinning so many of them. You're so right.
I'd like to do an insight check into this tether.
Okay. What are you
Thank
looking
you.
for, Nikki?
I want to know if this tether has happened because someone has interfered with the course of fate. And I specifically want to know if Edgius has interfered with the course of fate.
Oh,
gonna-
in
Oh,
which
God.
case then?
Ooh.
Great question.
I would like you to roll me with
Answer's yes.
advantage an Arcana check. Yeah, make an Arcana check.
An Arcana check?
Yeah. Just for the first bit.
Let me double check. Arcana.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
Hey.
Knowing what you know of fate, of time, and seeing this, you know this is an unnatural occurrence. Someone, somewhere, has tampered with at least one thread of fate. Whether it is Edgius or not is currently unknown to everyone.
So I ask him, I say, look, this is rather an odd situation you've described, and I can see that this is not normal. Fate somewhere, at some point in history, has diverged, and, well, were you a part of that, or do you know why?
Good question. Great question. Love where your head's at. You're asking all the right questions. I like you a lot. I'm actually, I was being swayed one way. I'm coming back round. So basically, that dude Klein was being a total dick. He kills my family. Cold blood. Super. After gaslighting me for a couple years into thinking that he was my partner. Crazy situation. Anyway, that's for another story. We end up at this runic circle with a... Hey, Lex, what's the spitty thing that you did the time travel thing for?
Orrery.
Thank you. There was this orrery in the middle of this, like, runic, like, ritualistic circle, basically. And my man Klein was doing some spells. I show up. I throat chop that motherfucker, like, 6 times. He can't cast spells anymore because I'm busting up his throat. Then, essentially, he tears like a rift in time and space. I heard that it happened other places as well. There was like this big like magic thing. Ley lines were opened or something like that. And at that moment, he like became part of me and I became part of him. And now I think that's where it happened. But also, I'm not a god or sent from a god. I'm just a skeleton. So...
Right, but you'll all fix it. That's the point of this whole escapade into the astral plane, right? You're trying to correct all these diverging strands of fate, and you're trying to pull everything back together.
Oh, you were being serious. No, we were trying to use this as a shortcut. Do you know what a shortcut is? You know when you like, when you're trying to go, like, there's a long route that you have to go, but you want to take the shorter route. So we thought this would be the shorter route to go see the lizard dude's brother. He's in the jungle somewhere doing, like, lizard stuff, and we need to go get something from him.
Right, yes, I understand. You asked me if I could, I don't know, guide you, ferry you across to some other portal somewhere. Yes, I understand that, and it's just strange to me that the Watcher has called upon me to help you. No, forget that. You are clearly fated for this task, and I will do what I can.
You know what? I seriously appreciate you saying that. You know, sometimes, you know, me and Jewel had a conversation the other day. Got a little bit heated, bear in mind, but it was a good conversation, important one, about whether we were chosen by gods to do this or not. Now, I was kind of thinking that we maybe were chosen by gods to do this. but I'm not entirely sure. I basically, Jewel and I were having a conversation. I wanted to find out whether we were fated by gods. I thought that we were. Jewel didn't think we were. I think it's a bit of both. And from what you're saying, it definitely sounds like some of it was. And hey, if you're here, then dope. Fate's helping, I guess. Maybe.
I don't know if fate helps exactly, or if we are just to follow fate, but perhaps that's a question for the Watcher. Perhaps we should get back to trying to commune with him.
Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah. Apparently you want to go to some temple or some shit. I'm totally down for that. I won't swear in the temple though, I promise. By the way,
Okay.
it's been nice catching up. All that fighting where I was just frozen in time, moving really, really slowly, trying to take my action every 6 seconds, but nothing was happening. That was, I'm sad I didn't get to interact with you a bit more during that time. But, you're...
At this point, Edgius suffers a delayed, dry, dusty heave.
Oh, wait, I was stuck in time and space. I said it. No, that was on me. That's on me. That's actually on me. But you know what? No, I'm just I'm thankful for you being here. I'll see you when we head to the temple. I'm gonna go get some skeleton shut-eye, which means taking myself apart and putting it in a pile of bones. I'm serious.
Alright, well, rest peacefully, I suppose.
Thank you.
Or in
and
pieces.
As I fly away, I'll go towards Cavan and be like, I do not trust her. I don't trust her at all. And we'll go find somewhere to hunker down for the night.
Amazing stuff. Oh, love it. So as you all then... It probably takes each of you a little bit of time to finally just let your bodies calm enough to fall asleep. But you do sleep. And it's bizarre. Because usually, when you sleep, you enter into a world of thoughts and dream. This is almost just like the purest form of unconsciousness. You don't dream. You don't think. You almost don't realise you've been asleep until you wake
That sounds
up.
wonderful.
I want to do that tonight.
Yeah, can we?
Yeah, generally. And we will pick that up.
I usually need a whole
very,
bottle of
very
red wine
quick
for that to
break.
happen.
Couple of doobies and you'll find yourself in that exact position.
Very good. We will be back in a few, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the first half. I have very much enjoyed that. Cool. See you in a few.
Hey, hey.
Hey-o.
Well, yeah.
Go. Thank you for the raid. That was incredible. Apologies. We were on our break at the time, but we are back.
We were having
and
a
we
wee.
are. We're having a wee, not a communal wee, individual wees, but we were having wees. Anyway, yes. Where do I go from there? Right, yes, Astral Plane. That's where we are. We have all now long rested with those discussions and shenanigans that have happened throughout the first half, which I encourage everybody who's raided to go and watch on YouTube or catch the VOD on Twitch when it goes live straight after we finished, because that first half was incredible. With that being said, you have this sort of sense of, or state of pure unconsciousness for a number of hours. Nikki, your sleep is probably the most bizarre out of everyone's. Because you sleep, but it's almost like you cease to exist for a period. And as the first member of the party opens their eyes, you feel a pull back into being. And the party wakes.
So I would say that Jewel goes around, just double checks that everyone wants to come with, and then asks. We'll head over to Timora. Timora, do you know where we are? Where we need to go? Can we all collectively fly there? I think the ship is having trouble moving.
Okay, so I need time to figure out how to get to this temple, to figure out where the temple is. Just give me one moment. I was interrupted by the tether madness last night.
No, of course, we all were. But yes, please, crack on.
Yeah. So, Matt,
Yes.
instinctively, I feel it's instinctive, understanding that there are temples.
I will sew.
I'm very thankful to commune with the Watcher is at a temple.
Sorry, we lost you for a moment there. I think the stream is just resettling, folks. We'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go again, Nikki.
Oh.
Nope. I think we've lost.
I elbow Lex and I say,
Yeah?
did you think she knew where the temple was? Like, I thought that would be just, like a navigation straight there. We don't know where the temple is.
I can't get my bearings here either. I'm just thinking it messes with your head. And it's also, if you think about it, it's being corrupted, so not everything is where it should be.
Yeah.
So maybe that's messing with her compass.
Very good. Nikki, try again.
Okay, so I feel drawn to the palm itself. I feel like that something to do with the lines of the palm for me have a meaning of fate, and I feel like the palm perhaps is going to give me some guidance as to where I can commune with the Watcher, and maybe even some idea of where we are right now.
Yeah, nice. So you get an impression as you sort of focus in on this, now no longer distracted by people yanking tethers, that the ship has crashed almost into the heel of the palm itself. But there's so much more to explore, and you get that impression that just heading further towards maybe the center, or slightly more towards where those fingers join the palm itself, might give you more information. There is a pull there for certain.
Okay, so I go towards that direction, studying the lines on the palm as I go, as if I'm trying to read our path.
That's awesome. Guys, she's going.
Along these lines.
Guys,
Come on,
get your shit. She's
let's go,
going.
let's go.
You gotta go.
Where did my trousers go?
God damn it, Callum, every morning.
Anyway, Callum finds
so-
his trousers. You all continue on.
Jewel will be right behind Timora, following her every move.
Very good. Tomorrow you weave a staggered path along these different lines that are almost like small gullies in the palm itself, where this rock is. It's almost like these, I don't want to say valleys because they're not that big, but just almost something where a river may flow, for example, or a small stream, that level of depth. And you navigate along them. I would ask you to make me a religion check, again with advantage, please.
21.
Excellent. There is a moment as you follow one line and it joins another of those lines on the palm. Sort of bisects, if you like. Just to really fuck Danny up with the vocabulary again. You get the impression, as you step into this new line on the palm, something has changed around you. You are aware of corridors. And you believe you are now in one. And as you look to
What
your
do
left,
those cards?
there is a glint. Go on.
What do the corridors look like? Like, does it feel like something's changed, or is it like almost another layer of reality layered on top of the one that I'm seeing in the astral plane?
All of you have felt this strange arcane buzz or hum, which you have attributed to the void bleed itself, and in here it almost feels pure, untainted. There's no visible change. You just feel it.
Okay, is there anything that I can do to try and connect to these, like, to the lines, and anything I can do to sense which, like, what I should be doing with the corridor? Is it just one long corridor that I'm now in, or are there offshoots?
I will say with that religion check, you now feel and you can sense these multiple different pathways that emanate off of this corridor that you've joined. There are two distinct pulls for you right now. There is one off to the right, way in the distance. You're not sure what that is, but then you feel a pull to your left, and as you look to your left, almost against the fingers themselves, or the base of the fingers, if you like, when I pull up my notes and can get the right tab, because apparently I can't do that today. Within the broken fingers of this colossal stone hand, almost hovering or drifting in this energy that you now feel, you see an ancient shrine. Immune to this general decay around it. And it is shaped like an open eye and carved from this pale marble. You would recognise this, and this is not in your character sheet, so I am adding stuff here, as the Temple of the Unbroken Eye, and is one of Aeonis' temples within the astral plane. It is a small temple, almost humbly small, and the walls around it seem to shimmer with this quiet blue-silver light, but etched with these flowing constellations as you get closer. As you look at them, those constellations seem to shift, and then when you look away in your periphery, it's like they are frozen.
Do we all see this as well?
As you follow Tamora, yes. You don't necessarily sense this energy change, as she does, but you do see the temple.
Cool.
It's weird that they need temples when there's no fucker here. Who's visiting the temples?
Me.
Oh, we're visiting the temples.
But there you go, Lex. Perhaps it was simply here so that we could come to it. Fate, after all.
I believe it's how you say touche. Yes. Yes.
It's almost as if the Watcher knew that we may need to come to a temple.
So the temples are only there when you need them.
Perfect.
It's a shame the fucking shortcut wasn't there when we needed it.
That's a good point.
He giveth with one hand, and with the other he taketh away.
The Lord gives.
It's almost like there's a twat in a chair somewhere writing this story, making it hard for you.
How can I stitch up my friends?
Tamora's not very impressed at the sacrilegious comments going on against the Watcher. She gives Lex a hard glare. Hard glare.
Guys, please, it is his
And-
temple. Please, for me. You said you'd come
Right.
along.
Sorry. You tell me what the protocol is, and I'll
Lex,
be a good boy.
Lex,
not
I'm going
gonna
to say
swear,
you feel a
Joel.
bit shaken by that stare as well. It's not very often anybody gives you a Paddington Bear hard stare, but
Yeah.
you feel that in your core. Like, shit.
I've seen Edgius get it loads of times, and I've never actually got one before.
Good sir. I would say that's true.
Timora,
Very good.
Okay.
What are we doing?
So I would like to lead the party onwards towards the temple.
Excellent stuff. You get
Were you
close
going
to
to
the
say
temple.
something,
You
Jules?
notice that in. Go on. Dave,
oh, sorry, me.
were you going to say something?
No, I wasn't at all.
No? Cool. Very good. Okay. As you get closer to this temple, then, you notice that instead of a roof, it opens directly out to this endless expanse of stars above that are framed by these curling arches of white stone that seem to rise and then fracture at their very tips, like the reaching fingers. As you enter inside, at the very centre floats this massive crystalline orb, suspended by unseen force. And within its depths swirl what look like miniature galaxies, fractured reflections of infinite moments. The orb pulses faintly as you draw near. The floor is laid with tiles that are shaped by like segments of giant timepieces, sundials, hourglasses, spirals of sand and stardust. Broken statues of eons past lie as you enter sort of into the temple grounds at the very edges, half submerged into this god stone-like flesh, or flesh-like stone, I should say. Idiot. Some bear crowns, others shattered weapons, one a mirror cracked clean through. Tamora, you would know that these statues, these corpses, if you like, speak silently of those who once sought knowledge here and failed. There is a constant low hum, almost like the ticking of an unseen clock. Yes to your message, Nikki. Definitely failed. So yes, you have that constant hum. Each of you, as you pass the threshold, and this is each of you, experience occasional flashes of these visions from different points in time. For those who are members of the Planar Detective Agency, there's a chance meeting in a tavern. Frosty, wintry landscapes. A temple deep below the sort of surface of the earth, below an orphanage. You each have individual visions. A friend falling into a quarry. A sharp pain in the back of your neck. Watching a friend consumed by fire. And the feeling of dying. Tamora, for yourself, I'm going to DM whisper your visions that you get shortly. As you all crack on.
Jewel intentionally stops floating and starts actually touches the floor and starts to walk on the floor. Feels like that's more apt in a place like this, the intention of walking.
Nice.
I will follow Jules' lead.
Tap Cabin on the arm and say, I think it's like right that we like walk or something. I don't want to piss off tomorrow or Jewel. I don't want to piss anyone off. Let's walk.
Yeah. This place is fucking weird. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but you're probably not, because I'm seeing my shit around. Like, there's other shit, but like there's a lot of it that's my shit. What about you?
I mean, I've got my shit going on, but I'm gonna be honest with you, the shit in front of us is something that I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about. Like, who builds a temple to a god of fate out in the middle of fucking nowhere on the hand of what looks like a dead something really big? I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit, I swore. Fuck. Aegis will turn around, touch the ground, and reach into his material component bag and throw some salt over his shoulder. And we'll then look back at Kevin and be like, look, let's just like make sure these guys are safe. Let them do their communing. Let's just protect these guys. Like, let's watch the perimeter. Keep aware and that kind of shit, you know?
I'm with you. Let's follow along. We'll respect the whole thing, but watch your flank points. Watch where you want to duck into some angle that gives you a little bit more visual part of the field. Let's keep our heads on a swivel here.
Yeah. Also, by the way, you mentioned earlier, dude, I've got an idea for this sick combo move that we could maybe do at some point. I don't know. Not that I'm hoping for some like statue in this fucking creepy ass church to come to life, but I'm just saying if it does, I've got a sick idea, dude.
Oh, dude, I'm all ears. Like me catapulting you on that thing. It's a big like fucking trampoline or something like that. Is that what you mean?
Dude, I love that. I just swore again, and he's gonna turn around, touch the ground, throw some salt over his shoulder again. Sorry, I just got to do it every time. I'm realizing that I'm being really unholy, or very
Dude,
holy.
You can't not swear. Yeah, it's almost physically impossible for you to not swear, isn't it? Like, I've noticed that.
It's like a tick. It just comes out of like the sides. I can't. It's like you know when you need to sneeze, and it's like that. Like it's brewing, and then eventually you just have to let it out. It's like I don't know. It just gets there.
Yeah. Shh.
As you all enter in, Callum stands there and goes, "What the fuck are we doing here then?"
I will spin him and then throw salt over his shoulder. I got you, Callum. I got you, buddy.
Why are you throwing salt up my nose?
Sorry, Ed, you swore. It's a holy place. No more
Oh.
swearing.
Sorry.
What do you think we should do, Timora? Is it just us, or can anyone else join with this commune?
Everyone's welcome here. The Watcher welcomes us all. I am sent to you to help. I feel it would be beneficial if we were all to commune with him. No?
I would prefer that, because I just want everyone to know the Watcher as I have grown to know him.
Yeah,
So,
I do have questions.
Yes,
for
please.
him.
Everyone, please come around. Those who want to join.
Did anyone else hear,
We have to ask
that
our
bell go off? Sound like a
You
holy
see
bell.
Takami just there poking some weird metallic artifact that just ding.
Do we have to ask our questions out loud, or can I do them in my head? Just out of curiosity, for no particular reason.
Oh, you're asking me?
I'm asking the room. I'm unsure. You guys have spoke to him before. Can I do it telepathically? Do I have to say it out loud? Do I have to write it down on a?
I mean, I've always done it in my head. So, but depending on if we all commune, we'll all be there, so we'll all hear it, even if it's on our head. I think. I don't
Right.
know.
Okay.
What if we
Because
try
our spirits will
yelling?
join in together, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll ask it out loud, but don't be offended anybody by my questions. That's all I'll say up front.
Okay. So, I take the lead on this ritual. just instinctively, I'm just feeling what feels right in this place,
for the best.
according to my understanding of the Watcher, and as a, yeah. So I ask, who has the necklace?
Jewel.
Jewel.
Is it currently out on display?
No, it isn't. It is currently hidden.
Okay, so I ask, Tiefling of the Shadows, could you bring out the Timekeeper's hourglass?
Oh, yes, of course. And takes it out, then hesitates and goes, yes, what do I need to do with it?
Why don't you put it here between us?
Okay. Puts it between us.
I turn to
And
Lex and I go, this is fucking make or break here. We're either going to be good or we're not.
Got this.
Is there sand in it? Yeah.
Is there sand in the necklace, or is there sand around?
Is there sand inside this hourglass? Is that what the necklace is?
Ah, so no, the necklace itself is a spherical orb that appears like a blue crystal, and just resonates with energy of the astral plane. It is the astral necklace.
Okay,
itself.
I feel like we should all have our hands almost underneath it, as if we're all holding it together.
Okay.
I've done a lot of group things in my life, but this is not going to be one that I think I want to be a part of. So I'm going to stay back here and just make sure we're all safe. You're doing a sick job, guys. And Edgius will draw his katana and stand there like a guard as best he can.
Jewel puts her hand underneath the necklace.
I will also cut
I
the
think
blue
this-
ball.
This is a. I think this is a Lex Jewel. Yeah, I'm gonna float. I'm gonna float a little bit and just make sure that we're all good. But you guys go. You guys, take care of business.
Okay,
float up
I
towards-
only
We
feel
noticed
that you
that-
might miss out. Carry on.
It might also make it worse.
You notice that Callum and Takami even have taken up defensive positions by the door, as the rest of you sort of.
To be honest, given our track record with this kind of thing, they're doing the right thing. I think that is a good call. If they have no particular questions, watching our six is a good idea.
Edgius will go towards wherever the altar is, and I will start investigating /
God, he's going to
looting.
desecrate it. Okay, now. Okay, here we go.
So as described, there is no altar in here, and very few items. The biggest piece of anything in this room is this giant central orb that floats that you all now stand before, with Jewel, Tamora, and Lex cupping the astral necklace.
Okay.
And the orb of the necklace matches the orb in the room, really, doesn't it?
It's very similar. There's also a similar orb hanging around Tamora's neck.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I begin to chant some kind of a mantra that I know from the scrolls the continuance, the Chronicles of Continuance. A prayer to the Watcher.
Sick.
And I start to chant this over and over, like, Watcher be our guide. Fate lead us onwards, Watcher be our guide, fate lead us onwards, Watcher be our guide, fate lead us onwards. Does anything happen?
Roll initiative.
Jewel and Lex feel a distinct disassociation with your astral self.
Uh-oh.
the three of you begin to see these ghostly footprints appear on the floor. Signs of visitors who were, or who may yet be. And the distinct sensation that you are being watched. But that
How's it
sense
looking
of
down there,
being
guys?
watched is not... It's not malevolent, it feels warm. Protective. Like a guardian awaiting your next step. Cavan, as you reach out and say, how's it looking, guys?
I'll give you like the okay sign.
Okay.
Cavan, Edgius, anything else you're doing in this moment?
I'll go up. I think I'll position myself just so that I can see everything that's going on, but also like opposite to Kami and Callum, like on the other side of the room. So almost like covering all the corners. And I'll take one and I'll maybe like gesture to Cavan to go take the one across from me so that we've got it all locked down from all the corners.
Can I?
Very good.
Can
Corners
I roll
in a circular
perception?
room, but you just...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. From my vantage point, floating above, can I pick up anything that feels in any way different than what it did when we walked in?
Make me a perception check. I'm actually going to say make me a religion check as well. So I'll allow you to do both.
Oh, that's nice. Perception and religion?
Yeah, so perception first.
So that's a 23.
Damn!
And
My boy
religion-
sees some shit.
shit, religion's a dirty 20 as well. Those are two 18s.
Oh! Cavan came to play. As you float up above, you're not part of the ritual, but you tap into it somehow. The mere thought of I want to understand what's going on, maybe giving you the insight you need here, and you too see these ghostly footprints and feel a sense of being watched. And that sense of being watched, the feeling that it gives you is a familiar but different feeling. You have felt that familiar feeling when you have been in the presence of Paragon, but this presence you feel now is wiser in some way, shape or form, is almost... You get that sense of omnipotence or just vast intelligence. And with your religion check, you understand that you are now in the presence of a god. Energy of that god being channeled into this very room. I don't know how Cavan feels about that. I'll let you.
I'm in my mind, like I've done with Paragon before. I say in my mind, I see you, I feel you. I think I trust you. As I say that, though, I'm still looking around. It's almost like it's overwhelming my tendency to be protective, but it's not squashing it completely.
Very good. As you say that and reach out, in your mind, you hear, "Welcome, Cavan Buckland, Paragon of Justice. My brother's essence is welcomed here."
Thank you for hosting us. We come in peace. We're just trying to tie some things up down there, but we don't have any need to do anything but respect this place.
Understood. There is work for you yet here.
I'll turn around to Edgius and I'm like,
Go on, Gavin.
Did you hear that? Did you fucking hear that? I don't say it out loud. I just mouth it.
I'm. What?
For those on the podcast, Calvin just did the cut it out symbol.
I now know that voice is coming to me, and I mentally say, I'm here to, if you'd like or need, pass along any messages. I mean, I know there's those guys down there do this better than I do, but I'm happy to help out in any way that is needed.
There's a pause, and the voice comes back. This I understand. Trust in yourself, Gavin, and those around you. All your fates are now intertwined.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Tamora, you hear all of this.
Oh.
And if you would like to
Okay,
continue
as
on
I
with anything
hear-
else in the ritual, you may do. Yep.
As I hear this, I beckon again to Cavan and I invite him down to join us, if he wishes.
Ooh.
Me? I'm just up here, and I'm just kind of mouthing this. I'm protecting up here. This is, just cover my eyes.
Okay.
It's all good.
I carry on with the ritual. I invite the others to chant with me. Watcher, be my guide, fate lead us onwards. Watcher, be my guide, fate lead us onwards.
Jewel chimes in with you and catches up after a while and is like, yep, and then starts saying it with you.
Yep. Same.
Lex does the same. In this moment, then, that disassociation that you feel becomes even more real. And you are gone from your spectral, your astral selves themselves. And the three of you find yourselves in a... I'm going to call it a dream state of sorts, where you float around this navy blue orb of sorts, equidistant as you rotate and orbit round. Welcome, child, champion, and knowledge seeker. I know you have many questions, but time is short, and I have work for you all. One question, may you ask? And then I must send you on your way. Who will ask first?
Jewel chimes up first. Watcher, thank you for seeing us. Are we meant to be working on this rift now, or should we carry on and find the other pieces of the codex?
The rift is tied to the codex. Without the codex, this rift, like all others, cannot be affected. It is still an obstacle in your path, but one I'm hoping Tamora will help you with.
Thank you, Watcher. She looks at Timora after she's finished talking.
I say, Ionius, master of fate, master of my very soul, Please tell me. Why does my fate feel so very finite?
There is a long pause as you do 1, 2, 3 rotations of this orb. There is much for you to discover here, Demora. Much I have kept hidden from you for many reasons. I do not wish to be insensitive, but complete this task for me, and I give you my solemn promise that I will reveal your heart's desires.
Thank you, Master.
Knowledge Seeker.
Hi, Mr. The Watcher. My question may be a little bit insensitive to Mora, and it might actually be linked to what you've just promised her if she completes her mission for you. But when I was in Gildorn and I was trying to rescue Jewel from here from the first time when her soul was trapped here, I came across the necklace that she has on her now, which is the same as the necklace Tamora now wears, and it's got the same orb that we're orbiting now. I found that necklace in a hidden tomb in the Gildonian desert, and it was the tomb of a lost... Well, I thought it was king, but actually the tomb had... Well, I'm dancing around the point. The tomb looked exactly like Tamora, so I think she is the Lost Queen, who I got the Astral Plane necklace from originally, and it was ordained with the matron of death, the deity of death, the matron of feathers, Raven Queen, whatever she may be called. And I've also heard tale that the Shadowfell is draining the matron's power. Is all of this connected, and is Tamora the rightful owner of the necklace that we have?
Most certainly not one question.
It was a convoluted one.
Compound.
Yeah, it had parts A and B, I'll
However,
admit.
Multiple
Yeah.
choice answer.
all of fate is intertwined. Time a construct. The threads weave in complex patterns. That you ended up with this necklace is no mere coincidence, I think. Does it belong to Tamora? You have claimed it. There's a question I pose to you. Who is the rightful owner? Did it once belong to Tamora? Yes, my dear. Yes, it did. These answers I will give to you. Time is short, and I have work for all of you.
Send us on that mission, please. We wish to get out of here and to help.
Very well. There is a flash of light as Jewel and Lex, you are returned to your bodies, your hands still holding underneath Tamora's. Tamora, you are locked in that dream state. You see within this great navy-coloured orb, the very hand and almost like a glowing beacon where you now stand. And these aurora-coloured like threads that weave off in multiple directions and crisscross, bisects, diverts. And you see one that glows ever brighter towards a blue or bright blue orb. But before that bright blue orb, this jagged purple line. This tomorrow is where you must lead them. Beyond what I am calling the Rift Crown. That is their location, their destination that will get them to what they need to achieve and obtain. It will not be easy. The answers are coming, my dear. Get them to the Rift Crown.
But, Master, what of me when I get them to the Rift Crown? What of me then?
Once it is done, we will talk again.
All right. I will rest assured on that promise, because I am devoted to you, and I truly hope that my devotion is not misplaced.
You are, and for ages have been, the guide of the astral plane. Go now. Do
So I
what you
shall.
must. Very good.
Okay.
As Tamora then you rejoin the party in this temple. It's that feeling of being watched slowly drifts away.
I will instantly look at Tamora to see how she reacts to what I asked and what I was told. See if is she okay with it.
Yeah, Jill would be looking at
See
the same.
if I'm upset. Is that what you said?
Yeah, you see whether you're upset, you're happy I found that out for you, you've got a little nugget of information to go off, or whether that sparks any memories. Or anger. Hopefully, you're just happy with me. But we'll see.
Tamora is a little overwhelmed with how much she has just pieced together. She is relieved that she now understands, but also very fearful of what is coming. Thank you, Lex. I feared that bringing you here was not for the best after everything that you said against the Watcher, but I see now that all of that is simply a facade. It is questions and confusion. It is not a rejection of the Watcher, not a rejection of your fate. Simply that you're seeking answers, and I can understand that. So
Yes.
Thank you.
This multiverse
spent
is
your
one big mystery
question.
that I'm trying to solve. No problem. I'm glad I could help you in some way.
I should have been more truthful with all of you, perhaps. And I turn to the whole group and I say, I was ashamed to admit that I wasn't entirely sure how to help you. The truth is that I remember nothing before I met all of you, except for one moment where I was suddenly awake out of darkness, and the Watcher was before me, and he was summoning me and calling me to help, that he had need of me, and that is all I could recall at the time. And since then there have been flashes, just small flashes, disconcerting flashes of memories of a life once lived, not a life that is mine, I did not think. But perhaps there is a reason that I have been summoned from the darkness to help you all, and perhaps my past is intrinsically tied into your fate. I don't know. That's all I really know right now.
Well, I think we're a bunch of wallflowers, and you seem like you are one of those. So, welcome to the gang.
Timura, the Watcher mentioned about owning but do you want this necklace? I think it was yours. And I think if you want it back, it is rightfully yours.
Well, I have mine. I have mine here, and perhaps that will aid you further on your own journey.
Yes, I believe it will. Thank you.
Then it's yours. You claimed it. As the Watcher said, you claimed it. I accept that now.
Tomorrow we know how to handle ourselves, and the necklace would be great and could definitely help us. But you've got a bit of road in front of you, from what I understood. And if this necklace can give you a little bit more boost during those quiet and
Oh, I think we lost you, Tom.
Yep, can't hear Tom.
Oh, go
we
again,
can check
buddy.
with the rest of the we'd be happy to help you along with your journey. I'm just speaking for myself. We're good, with or without it.
Thank you. I see that you are all very kind and generous, and I have no doubt now why the Watcher has chosen you to correct the course of fate. And you should keep it. It's yours.
I agree.
Where do we need to go to, Nora? The Watcher was quite insistent.
I'm sorry, I fear I have delayed things because I don't know what my fate holds once you pass through the portal and you succeed on your mission, but
The only thing
it's
is,
only right that I take you.
Timura, I feel I wish that you could come with us, but I don't know whether you've noticed, but we all have tethers and you don't. I fear, therefore, that the astral plane is somewhere you must stay for now. That is not fair, but I hope the Watcher will take care of you, and I hope that he does give you the knowledge he said he would. I believe he will.
Yes, I sense I have my own journey to follow, though it is not perhaps the one I wished for, but that's fine. Fate shall run its course. Let's
Hey,
proceed.
At least we know we can get back here. We've done it once.
Pardon?
We made it back. Not made it back. We made it here once. Hopefully we can make it back, and we can... Perhaps we can see you again.
She looks at you all very, very sadly, and as much as I would like that, I really don't think that that is our destiny. Shall we proceed? I feel the Watcher has revealed to me where we must go.
Yes. Let's...
And as you say that, Tamora, this streak of aurora-like light, that as you look at it now, around it you see this strange, orange, pulsating, flowing dust, you very much realise yourself are the sands of time themselves, and a corridor that leads you on.
Right.
Man,
I
this
lead
is
the
kind
party
of a
down
bummer.
this corridor.
Go on, Kevin.
I turn to the group and I say, I mean, I just don't like fucking sad endings. Is there anything we can do? Like, do we have any of those, like, I don't know, sending stone or some shit? Like, is there anything we can do here, guys? Like, to help this situation a little bit? I know we can come back and, all that shit, but, like, fuck. This is a bummer.
Well, at minimum, we can add you to a list tomorrow. It's a short list of some things that we need to tick off once we've saved the world. Getting some of my memories back and killing a Fae is on there. I think we ticked off Callum's thing. I'm not sure, Callum, do you feel like we ticked that off, or do you feel like there's more to tick there?
I'm fucking hunky-dory, darling. You crack on with whatever you've got to do. This strange fucking looking hole thing through space. Is that where well, tomorrow's already fucking off down that route, so I'm guessing we're heading that way.
Just out of interest, is the ship
I've just
following
sworn a
us?
lot.
Just therapy for him, then.
Is the ship able to follow us?
The
Is it?
ship is way back where you left it.
Yeah, we left it.
We'll come back for those guys. I mean, if this is going to be our way out, and it's going to be fraught with danger, we don't really want to put them in said danger while they're preparing our only way out of here.
Right you are,
Transportation-wise,
Lex.
right?
Right you are. Let's go and see if we can fix it.
Matt, would you say that this group ritual lasted roughly 1 hour in time, whether that would be, relatively or not?
What do you want to do?
Well, I was just reading, okay? It says, when activated, it's for Celestial Harmony, which can be done once a month. When activated during a group ritual that lasts for 1 hour, the crystal greatly enhances magical capabilities for users for 24 hours. Each attuned individual casts one additional spell of each level they can cast, and during the 24 hours they can cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action as a bonus action instead. So I was wondering, would that ritual have counted for that?
Time is funny in the astral plane. The star-touched crystal shards that you all have pulse. And you are imbued with innate arcane ability.
Then
for those that have it.
I think we all bugger off down the down this path.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I have that thing?
No. So the Star Touch Crystal is an item that is attuned to by the Planar Detective Agency themselves. You would certainly sense its presence as a great celestial artifact as it pulses in that moment, and as you then step into the corridor and lead the party, it's like warp speed. Just you rocket along these corridors. Left turns, right turns, up and down. It's like the wildest roller coaster you've ever been on as these orange sands of time just flow past you. And as you exit out, you are all scattered amongst the debris of a fallen deity. Below you, this giant purple tear in the astral plane. And I am going to drop your characters on the map. I would like you to position yourselves wherever you would like to be.
Oh!
So,
And
bear in mind, this is the astral plane, so you can float and do whatever the fuck you want.
As Aegeus lands, he just drops to his knees and goes, "Ah! Oh god, it's so bad every time. Oh my god. It's just spatial time travel. It's always, I thought I would get used to it." And I'll put myself in the third eye of the head.
Fantastic.
Are we all aligning to chakras? Is that what we're doing?
We best fucking do so quickly. Because this doesn't look
Very
ominous
good.
at all.
So I will say Callum sort of does his usual trick, follows Lex a little bit. Takami is going to come and hide behind this nostril
I'm gonna
as she
say
just
that
sort of
Jewel
floats
hides.
down.
Uh,
Tamora, where would you like to be?
Are we on different sides of this purple thing already?
So the purple, I want you to imagine that purple line is the rift, and it is significantly distant below you.
Okay. Can I please be at the tip of the shard that's near the hand? Near the head. There's a hand shard.
So this one?
I want to be above
Or-
the hand. That nice.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. As you all and sort of just find ground. I would like everybody to make me a perception check, please. And as you are making those, as your feet touch the corpse of this dead god, that rift crackles and shadows begin to emanate out and grow and grow and grow. And as they grow, this shadow-like monstrosity appears with this giant gaping maw and just and appears in the center of all of these, or all of this debris, as we are now face to face with a void mouth entity. And I would like you all to roll me some initiative, please.
Oh boy.
Do you want our perception scores?
Yes, please.
22 for my perception.
22,
24.
Oh, I don't know why I was rolling.
24,
9.
9.
another 24.
And also a 24.
Oh, a lot of 24. So everybody but Lex, and this is really, really apt, you feel this pull. Almost like life pulling you. And this blue circle to the right, which is also below you, but over to that eastern side of the map, you see begins to spark and splutter, and you get glimpses of what looks like a jungle. And with that, initiative scores, please.
23.
23 for Jewel. Lex?
10.
10. Oh dear. Edgius?
I know.
14.
14. Cavan?
19.
19. Tamora?
18.
18. And then Carly got 9. And Callum gets... 7. Excellent stuff then. This malevolent entity then just appears, and as it appears there is this horrendous scream, and it's almost like reality just begins to shift around it. And in that moment you realize, all of you, that these orange sands, Timora, what you recognize as the sands of time, are being drawn and then swept down into the void rift itself. Time is being swallowed. Jewel, you are first up. What would you like to do?
Are we saying that this is, for all intents and purposes, flat? It may be slightly below us or whatever, but we're just using it as the distances we can see on the map. Yeah.
Yeah. So the void mouth entity is essentially at the same height as you are.
Yep.
It is a fucking huge creature, as you can see by the state of the map. But yes, it's the rift itself which is significantly below, but this creature is sort of just emanated out of it.
Has been up near creatures before, but then sees this monstrosity and goes, absolutely not. So then hides behind the little pinky finger, So if I can do a bonus action hide, that'll be a 19. Is that 32? 32 to hide.
32.
32
Jesus
to hide.
fucking Christ.
Fuck me.
And then what we'll do is hand crossbow. She'll pull up the hand crossbow that she's got. It's kind of attached to her forearm. You've not seen her use it very often. It's kind of like this mechanical contraption. So she opens it up, pops a little bolt in it, and then fires it off. This will be at disadvantage due to the distance, but advantage because of hiding. So it'll be a normal roll.
Okay.
It is a not very good. Sorry, it should be doing better than this. 17 to hit.
17 is not quite enough to hit as your crossbow bolt. And you see as it passes through the sands of time, it speeds up, slows down, speeds up, and then just dissipates into nothing.
Cool. Shit, I missed. And then that'll be it. No, I tell you what, we'll just move under the thumb. There you go.
Very good.
Or
We'll say
just
you, and as I
hide
say,
under
this
there.
is all thought-based movement, so you can fly, you can float. All of this is, but you can move across this battlefield as you see fit. Very good. Cavern.
Yeah, I remember what Edgia says about this sword that's big, and I see a bunch of objects around. So I mentally teleport. So is distance a thing? Are we using our
Distance
usual
is still
distance?
a thing. I am going to allow you all, because of the sands of time flowing throughout this area, your movement speed is doubled.
Oh, boyo.
Alright.
All right. I'm gonna yell over to Edgius. Not sure if this is it, but I'm all ears. and I kind of hold up in my hand a sword, and I kind of wave it like a bat. And I can see he's not listening. He's totally distracted. I'm like,
What?
Edgius.
What are you saying?
I'm trying.
What are you saying? Shut up! It's gonna see you.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a little ridge on this rock. So I'm like, let me move over to the right-hand side, to the east of the ridge, which hopefully gives me a little bit of coverage. And I will just there with my back facing that big void, that big maw, I'll turn around and cast Shearing Smite into the maw as much as I can feel like I can aim it down into there. Just to see what
Okay, what are you firing down into there? That usually comes as part of a melee attack, or do you know this is thought-based world?
Grab a bit of
Maybe a spell casting. But yeah, I'll allow it. That works. You basically punch into this rock and pull it up, and as you sort of imbue this rock with your smite ability, you throw it into there. Maybe an athletics check, please.
That is... I'm rolling okay today. That is a 21.
21. As you throw that in and imbue it with your thought, it streaks downwards towards the void. And there's a moment where it catches the sands of time itself and disappears, reappears above this void mouth entity and strikes into it. Roll me 1d4, please, and then roll your damage for your Searing Smite.
As I throw it, I say, "Fastball, coming in." That's a 3 for my d4.
3 with your 1d4.
Yeah. And so damage with my Searing Smite?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. That's a 1 of damage with Searing Smite as well.
What type of damage is that? Is that fire?
Yeah.
Very good. Let me just... Very good. So as this stone, pebble for all this Voidmouth entity cares, just sort of strikes it, you do carve what looks like this scratch across its form that then streaks with fire for a moment. Is there a save attached to that smite? Because I think there's something about catching on fire, if I remember rightly. Where is it? Pulling up.
An extra 2d8 radiant damage from the attack. The damage increases by 1d8 if the target is a fiend or an undead.
And then makes a Constitution saving throw. Where is it? 1d6 fire damage from the attack at the start of each of its turns until the spell ends. The target takes 1d6 fire damage, and then makes a Constitution saving throw. So it needs to make a Con saving throw. Otherwise, it's going to get burned for each of its turns.
Nice.
That is a 19 to save. So I'll say on this one that it does succeed because I believe your spell save DC. So yeah, as it sort of feels that fire, there's this purplish energy that just washes over it and quenches the fire. But all of you now get the impression that if you think certain things, there are ways you can influence this battle in different ways than you would be usually sort of adept to.
Cool.
All right. As I kind of
else in your
sit
turn,
back down, I sit back down with my back to that ridge, and I just yell over my shoulder, "It takes damage! It's not fucking invincible! I just hit it!"
Thank you, Kevin. Show off, I missed.
Very good. Kevin, as you end your turn then... no, wrong dice. Lex, I would like you to make me a charisma saving throw, please.
Oh.
That's a 1.
It was a
That
1.
one?
It's a
Not even a
1.
+8 is saving me with that one. A 9 overall, but it was a 1.
This
Is it a-
tendril lashes out from the void, and this is technically a lair action. I just should have done it the turn before, but we're going to do it now. So this tendril lashes out from the void behind this Voidmouth entity, wraps itself around you, and you relive that moment over and over again, being forced down, face down onto an altar, and that pain of something stabbing you in the back of the neck. You are now stunned until the end of your next turn.
Ah, fuck a duck.
Bollocks.
Yuck.
So I'm going to drop that
Good.
on you. You're
I
stunned.
can't do
And then we're
nothing.
over to Tamora.
Okay, so first off, I want to move to my 2 allies that are on the palm of the hand.
Yep.
I think I can get to just past... Who is that? Callum? I can get just past Callum. With my 60 feet.
Yes, you can. You can get to here with 60 feet for sure.
Perfect. And then I'm going to, on this turn, cast...
Thanks, Pudge.
Guiding Bolt.
Nice.
But I'll cast it at 4th
sorry, I should have
level.
also said movement speed is doubled. I'm allowing now you've tapped into it, your range to also be doubled because this battlefield is massive.
Cool.
For all spells.
Everything range for everything is just doubled.
Alright. Sorry, that changes things just
The sands
slightly.
of time are flowing.
Okay, so let me see. If I cast aid with a 60-foot radius, can I cast aid on my 3 allies that are here? The 2 on the palm and the 1 between the eyes of the god?
So you can get Aegeus, Callum, and Lex for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll cast aid on those 3 people.
Very good. So how many hit points is that they get?
So I'm gonna cast it at 4th level. So you're gonna get your hit points increased by 5. Sorry, your target hit point maximum and current hit points increased by 5, and another one for each spell lot. So by 15, you get to increase by 15.
Nice.
15.
Excellent.
Lex is going to need
Legend.
that if he's
Yeah.
currently out of it.
And as my
Anything else in your turn?
bonus action, I'm going to use my Celestial Revelation.
Ho
Is that
ho!
bonus action?
It is indeed.
Yeah. So I'm going to use one minute. Inner Radiance. Actually, yeah,
Very
I'll just do
good.
it. I shed bright light in a 10-foot radius, dim light for an additional 10 feet. At the end of each of my turns, each creature within 10 feet takes 4 radiant damage. But I can also deal 4 extra damage when I deal damage with an attacker spell to a creature.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So let's add a little bit of an aura to you, shall we? That's that. Yes, holy aura. Fuck it, that'll do. So you said that was 10 feet, yeah?
Yeah.
Bum bum bum. So that should be that. And then we're gonna attach that to you. There you go. So that light just glows off you. I'm gonna say usually this would affect your allies as well, but it's almost like the sands of time just wash over Callum and Lex in this moment, and you feel that radiant light just reflecting off them. The Watcher is here. The Watcher is aiding you in this moment. Very good. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's everything, thanks.
Excellent stuff. Aegeus.
Edgy is confused at what Cavan was saying by swinging and was just confused about what was happening. Can I make a perception or an investigation check to try and understand whether the blue ring is our exit out of here? Is that our ring of destiny?
Make me a straight intelligence check, please.
I shall give you the best I can, which is a queer intelligence check, and that's a nat 20 because gay is awesome. Let's go. What can we say?
Very good.
Nailed it.
As you get flashes of this jungle landscape through that portal, you very quickly go, that's my exit.
Okay, beautiful. I'm going to use however much movement that is, I think like 15 feet, to come down to Takami.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, hey, hold on to me 1 second.
Okay. At this
Cool.
point, she's just there like, I've just grown to trust all the shit you do.
Good, as you should. I will grab her and I will cast Dimension Door and step through the Dimension Door. I will
Nice.
then take both of us over here. What I'm then going to do is basically, as we like appear out of the door, I will kiss Takami and say, you're just going to be safer on the other side. I'll push her away, 2-foot drop kick her in the chest and push her through the portal as I aim to then propel myself towards Cavan and try and land on my back against the rock next to him.
Nice. So Takami
All right.
just begins screaming down towards this blue light, and as she does so, just you can see her with the sort of purple dragon staff. Just she is all sorts of discombobulated. I'm gonna get her to make a quick nope. Failed that. As she goes to make a check to try and control herself, she passes beyond the threshold, and Takami is gone.
Cool. As I arrive and up against the rock next to you, Cavan, I'm like, what were you saying?
That was where's Takami?
I just saved her. It was totally awesome. Don't worry, I definitely didn't just kick her in the abdomen. That's definitely, now that I think about it, probably wasn't my smartest move. She's gonna hurt me later. Anyway, my idea. So, have you ever heard of the sport that's done in the South? I believe it's called surfing. Have you heard of it before?
Guys, I don't know whether you realise that massive fucking monster.
No, we're planning over here. We're planning over here, Jewel. I think. What's your plan?
Okay, so Matt, I'm going to use thought power, and I'm happy to expend a spell slot for all the thought power I want to put into this.
Okay.
So basically, the thought is I would like to make my sword weigh nothing in the astral sea. So
I'm not even gonna that doesn't require any thought power. Like, it's just a case of
just wait. There's more. So I would like to take my sword from my back, it weighing nothing for the first time ever, and I'm gonna then pull my bow off my back and knock the sword into my bow. I'm gonna say, Cavan, get on the sword.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so what's the plan?
The plan is I shoot you at it, my sword hits it, then you fucking hit it, double time. I'm gonna be right behind you.
Okay, I think that makes sense. Yeah, fuck it, I'll grapple it, dude. I'll fucking go into it hard, and let's see if we can...
You grab that fucking thing.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna count this as something of a held action, but absolutely you are there with the sword in the bow, just sort of drawn back. Make me a strength check at advantage, please. In fact, no, you said you were going to use a spell slot. Use that spell slot. Take that spell slot, and you are use your arcane ability to pull it back.
What level do you want me to lose? First, second, third, fourth? What are you thinking? I'm happy for whatever.
Because Cavan is now jumping on top of it, and that's going to require a little bit more thought power, I'm going to say a second level spell slot.
Cool. I'll use the free one that we get because of our ritual we did earlier. Then I will have spent 2 sorcery points to cast my Dimension Door as a bonus action, and my actual action is going to be casting True Strike onto the sword as I fire it at the thing with Cavan riding it like a fucking surfboard through space itself.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do, because you also kicked Takami in this moment, and I love the creativity, so we're going to say that you have essentially used your bonus action to cast Dimension Door and use the momentum of that to then fling Takami down. Your action is then True Strike. The result of your attack will depend on Cavan's go next turn.
I love it. Beautiful.
Fantastic.
You
just
sure about this?
I am not sure at all, but it's the best I got right now, buddy.
Okay, that's good enough for me.
Trusted
Cavan
Paragon.
sort of jumps onto the swords. Lex.
I can't do fuck all, can I?
Oh shit.
You've got a doubled range. Your range is doubled. Your movement speed is doubled.
He's.
Oh,
I'm
no, you're stunned.
and
You're fucked.
incapacitated. Yeah, thanks.
We'll try and get round to you quickly, Lex. We'll try and get round.
That's right.
Yeah, indeed.
fuck him
So
up.
in this moment, as then your turn ends, you feel that sort of energy just, and whatever was that tendril wrapped around you just then snaps back into the void rift. You are no longer stunned, but you felt the energy of the void there, and it completely took you out of the fight. Takami's no longer in the fight. It is then the Void Mouth entity's turn. It is going to... Let's have a look then, shall we? Bum, 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 yep. 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 Okay, everybody, I need you all to make me intelligence saving throws, please.
I'd like to use my inspiration.
Ooh. Are we using hope or fear?
Oh,
Fear.
God.
Fear. Roll me a d4, please.
So roll you a d20.
Roll me a d4 first, please, as you've rolled with fear. 4.
Yeah. Sorry, losing you a little bit.
That's right. D4.
What do you want? A d4. Yeah. Okay. That's a 4.
A 4. Edgius. As Timora channels into this energy again and feeds herself with power, you yourself are crippled with those thoughts and those fears that you had. All of your ability checks now have a -2 penalty to them.
Oh, wait, did we have a +2 before, and now we've got a
Cavan had a +2. Cavan had a +2.
yeah.
You now have a -2. So, there we go. Yes, intelligence saving throws then, please.
Is it a spell? Is it a spell? So I get advantage
No.
if it is. Okay.
Against being charmed or frightened?
No.
16.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
14.
Oh, I'm not any better.
Am I rolling as well, Matt? I
Okay,
assume.
the DC is 70. Everybody is rolling. The DC is 17.
Nope.
I'm going to use my inspiration as well.
Nope. I got an 8.
Okay.
Best I could do.
If you
What-
fail, you are going to take... Go on, Kevin.
Oh,
What are we rolling for inspiration?
It's an advantage roll, so essentially you roll again and take a
Okay.
higher number.
I'm going to use Guarded Mind, and I'm going to choose to save an intelligence saving throw.
Very good.
Roll
Anybody that
19
rolled below a
minus 2,
17.
which is 17.
You still save, Kevin. Still save. So anybody that rolled below a 17 is going to take 37 points of psychic damage.
Jesus Christ.
And you will lose access to one spell that you know. You can no longer cast that spell. And if you don't cast spells and you have failed, you will lose access to a certain class feature. That needs to be a class feature, not an additional feature that you've been granted. It needs to be as part of your class. I will allow you to choose that. If you succeed, you are going to take... what is that? Can't do math. 16 points of psychic damage instead. So any of those
So we
rolled
can
a 17 or
pick
above
the
will
spell
take
we
16
can't have
points of psychic
anymore.
damage. Yes.
Okay.
So it's 17 damage, you said, right?
17 damage for anybody that rolled... 18 points of psychic damage for anybody that succeeded. 37 for a failure.
Fantastic.
There you go. It is
Thank you for the aid, Timora.
Callum's...
That came in clutch.
It is Callum's go then. Callum is just going to look to Timora and Lex, brings that sword up, salutes, and is going to launch himself forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 to there, and just floats in this sort of space between him and the void mouth entity. And from there, he is going to stick his middle fingers up at this creature and use greater invisibility. And that'll be Callum's go. back around the top to Jewel.
Jewel is therefore going to realise that she had that moving over there, she moved really quickly. It felt like it was a lot easier for her. So she's now going to be able to, with feline agility, is going to be able to make that doubles her distance, and it's doubled again in here.
Yep.
So now her 30 is now 120. So
Yep.
she's going to. I suppose she will still need to do this. It's bonus action hide, because as far as I understand it,
Okay.
if I hide first and then come out of it, I'll still get my advantage.
I'll allow it.
And so that is a hide action stealth of 27.
Yeah.
So
That'll do it.
we'll blast forward to here. Kind of, I imagine what she
Most
does is,
likely roll with a
in order to
19.
hide, actually, can she like grab a floating bit of rock that doesn't seem too big, grab it and kind of push it forwards in front of her, so it just looks like this rock's coming towards? That's how she hides.
Oh,
That's how-
100%. You sort of... This rock just moves towards the void entity, and as it then spins out of the way, I imagine you launch from underneath. I'm also going to allow a little bit of flavour for the astral plane here, and to say that you almost disappear into the sands of time in that moment where you launch yourself off the rock and reappear next to this void mouth entity, as you are
Love
imbued with astral power.
21 to hit
21's
With-
absolutely going to hit.
with the dagger, with the dust dagger. So
Dust dagger? Yep.
I take it that the psychic damage is not going to hit here.
Is still going to hit. It won't do as much damage, though. It's resistant.
Still going to hit, not going to do so. That's 2 points of the psychic damage.
Oh, very good.
And that is 4, 9, 9, 19, 20, 32, 35 points of slashing damage.
35 points of slashing damage. Very good.
And I will still have enough movement to then move back to this rock in particular. I can't hide, but I am moving back
No.
to it.
Excellent. So you... I will say then, as you sort of... You disappear for a moment and then appear next to it as you launch off the rock, and using that you then go, oh, and bamf yourself through the astral plane, essentially using those sands of time to appear behind then this thing. Again, you are not hidden. It knows you are there.
Yes.
But yeah, we go from there. Very good. My next lair action then.
You don't have to.
I want everybody to make me a strength saving throw,
Oh,
please.
that's going to go very badly.
Can you pick ones I'm good at?
Cock.
I'm gonna use inspiration again on that.
Hope or fear?
Hope.
Roll me a d4, please.
One.
1. Jewel. You get a +2 to all ability checks as a
Nice.
result of... You feel that hope imbue you in this moment.
I got a 7
Who
on
does?
my strength saving throw.
Jewel gets that +2 now. Very good. The DC again is 17. Let me know if you pass or fail, please.
Epic fail.
18,
That's a pass.
1-8, 18.
19.
Okay.
I got a 2.
Anybody that fails is going to take 11. That was really poor rolling on my account. 11 points of force damage. And you are pulled 5, 10, 15, 20. Anybody else fail?
Me.
I am
Jewel, you are pulled.
resistant
5,
to
10,
force
15,
damage.
20. There you go. So you take half the force damage, but you are... The DC was 17, sorry there.
What was the damage again? Sorry.
The
30.
damage was shite.
11,
It
I think.
Oh,
was
11 you said, didn't it? So
11.
it'd be 6 for me. Yep.
Yeah.
I passed.
How'd you do, Nikki? You passed. Very good.
I got a
Anyone that
19.
passed does not
No,
take
I
any
got
damage.
a 30, 20.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, so anybody that fails takes that damage, and you feel this psychic gravity just pull you closer to this entity, and with that we are then around to Cavan. You are currently clutching a sword, hoping that you are going to strike this creature. I am going to ask you to make me, based on this and your thoughts and all in between, make me an athletics check for shits and giggles.
Fucking hell, I'm rolling hot. That's a 26.
Holy shit. Edgius,
Can I just make
you
an adjustment?
feel... Yeah.
I'm actually riding, so I'm on top of this sword. I'm surfing it, and I have my gavel of equity in my hand.
Amazing stuff. So you have gavel equity, sort of hand out to steady yourself, as then Edgius, you just let this sword go, and it streaks through the air as Cavan and sword fly, and I'm going to imagine get to there.
I'd like
Do you want me to make my attack
use
roll?
it for...
Yeah, make your attack roll, please, Edge. Go on, Cavan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to use it to deliver equitable justice. So once per day,
Nice.
the wielder can slam the gavel of equity onto the ground, creating a shockwave of radiant energy in a 30-foot radius centered on themselves. All creatures within the radius must make a Constitution saving throw. DC determined by the wielder's proficiency bonus and charisma modifier. On a failed save, the creature takes 68 radiant damage and is blinded for 1 minute.
Yes. Blinded. That's what we want.
Yep.
Constitution saving throw is real shit.
So-
Is real shit. That is a 10 for me, which I don't think is going to work.
So it is determined by my proficiency bonus and charisma modifier. So charisma is +1.
So, and 5,
Proficiency.
so it's +5. So
Where am I finding my proficiency
Where?
bonus?
it's +4 your proficiency bonus. So equitable justice. Sorry, that should not be a charisma modifier. That should be charisma score. So that is a total of 17. I do need to update that. I will update that. So the DC is 17. It fails.
Boom. That's 68 radiant damage.
Nice.
Here we go. That's 28 points of damage. So I land there, right in front of it, and I turn back. Hey, just where are you? Are you still back on the rock, or are you?
Matt, do you want me to make my attack roll for the sword?
Roll damage for the sword.
Roll. Okay, cool. I assume I'm including True Strike. Well, here's the other thing.
Yep.
With my giant sword, it has the crit ability. That if I roll a nat 20, I get all of the extra damage.
Okay.
What do you want me to do with that?
Make an attack roll just to see what happens.
Cool. Cool. No. But is like it's an 18, so it's like high, plus 10
Oh, yeah.
from my ability score. So
18's
yeah,
the magic
massive.
number you need.
Beautiful. So then it's sorry, my computer literally like just crashed out and I lost both of my screens because it's
That's
too
all good.
hot in here. So I'm just trying to get all my damage sorted for this. Cool. So it's 2d6 plus another 2d6. 7 and then plus another 10. So that's 28 points of radiant damage from the True Strike and the sword itself.
Bam.
So 56 total.
As the sword
So are you still
embeds
behind-
itself in.
Yeah. Are you still behind the rock?
Yeah. When I get to my turn, I'm going to use movement to be right behind you anyway, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'll be right on your ass.
Yeah. So as I kind of jump off the sword and smash my gavel to the ground, and I see the sword go into like the throat of this creature and see the damage it takes. Can I put my hand on the sword and have a ready action to pull it out?
Yeah. I'll say, do you know what? You've used your action. I'll say you use your bonus action to pull that out, but I would like a strength check because you have not used the power of thought to make this weightless.
That's a 21.
21. So, in this moment, you take the Heron Greatsword and just, in one hand, sort of draw it out and wield it as well. And we can all see the massive bicep and bulging forearm as Calvin just raises this sword with a single hand.
I've got the Heron sword in one hand, the gavel of equity in the other hand, and I turn around and over my shoulder and I say, "That was a fucking good plan. Really good plan. Get over here."
Get over here.
And I just hold my
good.
weapon just kind of in a ready action, right in its space.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. Tamora.
Okay. Has anyone... Like, that's the portal on the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Has anyone actually, like, done any insights on that? Or...
Nobody's done any insight, but I
not...
just did kick Takami through it, and Takami's gone.
She's gone, okay. So, I want to yell to the group, please, just get to the portal, please do what you need to do. And then I will move towards the creature, and I want to move... Can I move myself if I do this?
Yeah?
Over here. I want to do... Can I do an insight check on this creature?
What are you trying to find out?
I want to know if he is similar to the creatures that appeared when Jim was scared, and I want to know if he's kind of made of the same stuff. Like, is he brought about by fear?
Ooh, make me a wisdom check, please.
That's 24.
24. You get the impression that not only is this creature brought about by fear, but also proximity to the Void Rift as well. So fears absolutely play into this. You also now realise in this moment that you are carrying the fears of this group. Not only their fears, but their hopes as well. You are imbued with power through the hopes and fears of this group.
I am imbued with power through the hopes and fears of this group?
You are imbued with power. That inspiration that you've been given is through the hopes and fears of the group around you. Some of it has been spent, mind you, but you are still carrying that power.
And the creature is not just a fear, but proximity to the void. Rift.
It is both fear and proximity. You get it what did you roll again?
A 24. It was
yeah, okay, yeah. With that, a roll that high. Yeah, with a roll that high, you absolutely get that the fear that is within this group empowers this creature to a certain extent.
Okay. And then I want to cast... Can I cast a spell as well? Is that okay?
Yep. Get
a
free check anyway.
I want to cast Wall of Time between the creature and all of the people on the other side of the rift.
So you want to cast Wall of Time essentially around here.
I want to cast Wall of Time directly atop the creature. Along the rift.
So along here. How long is that wall?
60 feet.
60 feet. What have we got? Wall of fire, wall of ice. Let's go wall of force for now then. Not that long. Easy, tiger. that's locked in place as well. Fantastic.
It's only 1 foot thick though, so actually I need to do it I want to do it on that side of him.
So this side. Do you know what? I'm going to make this nice and easy for myself and draw a line. And we're going to go... I don't know how long 60 feet is, but I'm just going to draw that line there, and that was a really bad colour to do.
How big is he on this map?
So, class as a gargantuan creature, but it's even bigger than that technically. It is fucking huge.
30 foot
So
across?
it is easily, 30 foot across.
30 foot. Okay. Then yeah, I want to...
That being said,
But what
were
is-
you
wait,
looking to cast
wait,
it
is
around?
my spell going to be bigger? Yeah, can my spell... Because it can only be 20 feet around, but could it actually be 40 feet because we're here?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay, so basically I want to cast Wall of Time around the creature.
So if we said that needs to be 40 feet. Boom. There we go. You lock it in this wall of time. What does that do?
Wall of Time. Non-magical ranged attacks that cross the wall vanish into the time stream with no effect. Ranged spell attacks and ranged weapon attacks made with magic weapons that pass through the wall are made with disadvantage. A creature that intentionally enters or passes through the wall is affected as if it had just failed its initial saving throw against a slow spell.
Oh, it is now slowed then. There we go. I'm going to say, as it is now slowed, why do I swear I had a slowed? Do you
Will
know
it
what?
be
Apparently I
slowed
don't.
though?
So,
If it because it
Yeah,
hasn't intentionally passed into it.
I don't want to be my own worst enemy, but yeah, I don't think, because it's only 1 foot thick, so actually it's just trapped inside this thing, and it just can't move out of it, or it'll be slowed if it tries to move out of it.
okay, got you. Very good.
And it
Lovely.
can't.
So,
It
yeah.
can't attack us very well as we try and leave.
Timora, are you sure?
Essentially going to have
Are you
disadvantage.
sure we can leave?
You have your mission, your fate is intertwined with all of the things that we spoke of, and try.
Very well.
Okay, see you later.
Well, I don't want to have a full-blown conversation because we're in battle, but didn't the Watcher say that once the codex and everything was done, the wrist would repair? Is that not what
We
he
can
said?
repair it with the codex, yeah.
Yes, just get as far away from this thing as soon as we're gone.
Cut out, sorry. Sure.
Get as far
That's
away
why-
from
probably
this.
perfect as well.
Yeah.
Saying this moment, Tamora sort of zones in. Just she's said what she says and what she needs to, and zones back in on this creature. Her task is this creature. You all have a task to now get the fuck out. Aegeus. Oh, sorry, Tamora. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Nope. Aegeus.
So our Timor's telling us to bounce, basically.
Yep.
100%.
Cool. I will. By the way, I'm not able to control myself on the map anymore. I've lost Alba
That's
Radio. So
I've got it.
How far am I from Cavan?
Roughly 70 feet.
Okay then. I will dash action to Cavan, grab Cavan, and I will say, hey, keep hold of my sword. And then I will bonus action cast Dimension Door again, and we'll go back through
Okay.
the Dimension Door and then through the real portal out. If you're cool with that, Tom.
So sorry, yeah, dash action because you had 60
Oh,
feet will
you're
absolutely
muted,
get you to
Tom.
there.
Tom, you're muted.
I was just getting started, but if you and I feel you like yank me out before I finish my sentence, and we're fucking heading the other way as I'm holding Sword of Heron in one hand and the Gavel of Equity in the other hand.
Cool. Dimension door to the portal, and then through the blue portal.
Very good. So I'll say you both sort of dimension door over here and down, and then as you use your extra movement speed alongside Kevin, head, and as you cross that threshold, you disappear. Excellent stuff. Lex?
So, this whole time, I'm just seeing everybody, all the chaos going around me. There's nothing I can do with it. I've literally just been like a mannequin for this whole fight. So, I will, seeing that people are doing some weird shit, and I know I need to leave, and I'm on the other side of the wrong bit of the battle, what I'm going to try and do, I'll use some meta magic points to kind of twin the spell or give the spell some extra oomph if you want. But what I kind of want to do, I want to Iron Man it out of there, either using Sorcerer's Burst or Chromatic Orbs from my hands and just sort of propel myself to give myself a bit of a fancy dash action so I can get as fucking close to that portal as I can.
Make me a spellcasting ability check, please. So just a d20 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
Well, my rolls have been really good so far, so hold your horses, people. Fuck me. 9.
9. So you... And I'll say, like, you managed to propel yourself in... I almost said spits and farts then. In fits and bursts. Just sort of...
I think the first one was better.
And you get to about...
Yep.
Yeah, you get to about here before your spell gives up and you just sort of there like, fuck. And in that moment, Callum appears and just goes, "Don't worry, I've got you," and grabs hold of you, and he casts Dimension Door and just...
He was hiding there.
Both of you just pop over here, and Callum's just going to be there like, "Well, off you go, darling."
I can't leave without Jewel.
I've got her. Don't worry.
Alright. Sensing the trust in his eyes, I'm fucking off.
Very good. You think, and again, you cross that threshold and disappear as Callum just sort of hovers there. "Jewel, I know you're quite fond of the spectral lady and the one with no memories. Sorry, I forget your name. I'm really rude like that, but you've been amazing. Shall we go?"
I'm on my way. Joel turns back to Timora. "We'll see you again. I promise." And is swiping at these shadow tendrils with the knife to just, you know, that they're kind of getting towards her. She's going to turn about face, and then between all of these rocks is going to panther run, bounce off each one, off to another one, underneath another one, and is going to use full movement, bonus and action, and we'll make it... Where's my mouse? There it is. That's still on that. So yeah, and just like bounce all the way off them, get to the other side of this one, sort of under the side, and then just push straight off, and head straight for, like, arm out towards Callum, and just going to go straight through the portal with him.
And in a scene like Master Chief bouncing off that bomb,
that's
you
exactly
just...
what I was thinking of.
For a brick, he flies pretty good. Very good. I will say at this point, your wall of time, Tamora, has actually held this entity in sort of some form of stasis as these sands of time ravage around it, but then you see it slowly begin to turn towards you. And as Jewel rockets down and disappears, Callum then looks at you. "Godspeed, my good lady. I hope to see you soon." And he drops down into the portal as well. And as this void mouth entity turns towards you and that wall of time still around it, the more opens and reaches towards you very, very slowly. Is there anything you would like to do in this moment?
Curse
It
the
reaches
PDA.
towards me. And what do I do?
This. So the mouth is essentially just open, coming towards you. What do you want to do?
I clutch my crystal and I start chanting my mantra. Watcher, be my guide. Fate, lead me onwards. Watcher, be my guide. Fate, lead me onwards. And I channel divinity and to use Radiance of Dawn. Sorry, so as I'm doing this, I float upwards above the wall of time so that I have access to cast channel divinity downwards. And I'm stood there and I cast channel divinity Radiance of Dawn at this shadow creature.
Nice.
Very good. You notice now, as the party leaves, that with the fear of them gone, this creature shrinks down significantly. And you can see the other wall of time I attempted to put on the map and drastically failed there. Very good.
So, will I roll for that? It has to make a Constitution saving throw.
I rolled a
Con,
2. It's never going to
16.
work. Yeah, never going to work. Constitution's crap.
So
That fails.
The power of our hope is...
So that's 11 plus 12. That's, what is that, 23? Radiant damage?
3 points radiant damage. Excellent stuff. As you do
And
that,
my inner
then,
radiance isn't actually quite. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was about to flavour that for you. I think you were about to say it. You can add that additional inner radiance on, as it's almost like these, again, the sands of time flare around and batter this creature.
Okay, so that's a +4, and then another +4 if he's within range of 10 feet in this weird astral thing.
Okay, so additional 8 points of damage then, or is it a D4?
Points of damage.
Say again, sorry.
Actually, sorry. Let me check that.
That's okay.
The inner radiance is. Oh yes, my proficiency bonus, so it is 8. Sorry.
8. Excellent stuff. So 8 points of damage. In this moment then, as this radiance strikes this creature, not only is it shrunk, but you see this great radiant blue glow just emanate across the top of it, in this almost similar to the void rift, but this giant crack down the middle of it, and with that it begins to turn and wither and just sort of shrinks back into the void rift itself, and the void mouth entity flees. Tamora, you are left in this space with the sands of time ravaging around you, as I just delete a load of unnecessary shit from the map now, not that we need the map anymore. And in that moment a voice rings out. Well done, my child. Answers I promised you. Answers I will now give to you. Come to the spire. I await you there, as does your own fate.
Thank you, Master. So, I go to the spire?
You go to the spire. And in that sort of epilogue scene, if you like, we see Tamora racing through these corridors of time, of space, towards this giant crystalline tower, purpose on her face now, longing. That astral necklace glowing against her neck as it hangs there. And she arrives at this crystalline spire, the home of Aeonius the Watcher himself within the astral plane. As you see along this crystalline spire these purple cracks as void even bleeds here. And a welcome presence that just pulls you in. And we may find out what happens with Tamora sometime in the future. As for the party and the Planar Detective Agency, they've just passed through a portal to who knows where. And that, my friends, is where we will leave it this week. As we conclude this episode of Malta Magic, and in a slight change to our schedule next week, we will not be doing Altar Blues. We are going to pick straight up with another episode of Campaign 2. So, my biggest thank you must go to you, Nikki. So thank you so much for tonight and the previous week as well. You've done a phenomenal job despite all those technical issues as well. We were so lucky to have you.
Thank you, Nikki.
I really do hope you consider coming back in the future as well, but thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. It was really fun. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, it's amazing having you.
Yes,
on.
thank you for coming.
Indeed.
Nailed
And
it.
well done to my players. Again, what a session. I know we've gone slightly over there, but hopefully that was a bit of fun. I'm not going to labour it too much longer. Look, we have been the Planar Detective Agency. We've also been Malt Magic with our very, very special guest star for this week and last week. Stay safe. We love you all, and we'll see you next time.